954-604-4602. He covers both the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. 954.
You will be able to, Jack.
4602. LaportaRoofing.com. They'll never sell you a roof you don't need.
Jupiter Joe here. Isn't it time to protect your money in this crazy market? Well, we can make sure you don't lose any more money by taking advantage of our 15% bonus annuity. That's right, get up to 15% on your money day one and keep what you earn. Give me a call and see how this works. Call 561-743-0999 or go to jupiterjoe.com. That's 15% guaranteed, risk-free on your money. Call 561-743-0999 or go to jupiterjoe.com.
It's Brian. Have you ever noticed that every morning I'm alert, wide awake, and well-rested? That's thanks to Mike Lindell's MyPillow. With the MyPillow, I sleep comfortably and deeply each and every night. And right now, you can get the MyPillow for just $19.98 with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. It's just $19.98, and you'll get the best night's sleep you've ever gotten. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone toll-free, 1-800-716-4879.
Hi, this is Maureen Cohen from Nutrition World Palm Beach Gardens. We're so excited to be celebrating 50 years here in South Florida. The Cohen family.
Hey guys, welcome one and all to the program.
Have been one of the largest locally owned, family-run health food stores in the area. We carry thousands of supplements like vitamins, minerals, herbs, homeopathic, diet and fitness, and so much more. All your favorite top-quality brands. We also have tons of natural foods like gluten-free, paleo, and organic, as well as health and beauty aids, pet foods, and more. Visit Vanessa, Trish, Denson, and Bruce. They're here 7 days a week for all your family's natural health needs. So stop by Nutrition World at the northeast corner of PGA Boulevard and Prosperity Farms Road in the Carmine's Market Plaza by the Prosperity entrance. You can call us or text us anytime at 561
Here we go.
626-4377. That's 626-4377. Or check out our website at nutritionworld.com. Come see us 7 days a week at Nutrition World, Palm Beach Gardens.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM. Hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
Alrighty, we're back on this open MAGA Mike Friday. 888-465-2631 is the number. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Mike from Georgia. How you doing?
All right, Mike, what's up?
Well, just calling about that jelly roll selling out.
Mm.
Up there in Jimmy Kimmel show.
Yep.
That's pretty sad right there.
You know, I'll tell you this. If Jelly Roll, if he walked into this room, I probably wouldn't recognize him at first, right? You know, I mean, it might take me a moment, and I say, well, who else is going to have tattoos on their face? You know, he's not Tyson. So then I might, oh, okay. And if you played me a song of his, I wouldn't even know. I don't even know if I've heard one of his songs. But here's the thing. He's got some tattoos on his face, right? Why would anyone listen to what someone has to say that puts tattoos on their face? When, you know, in the past, you know, people that get tattoos on their face are people like Charles Manson and nutbags in prison. So I don't understand why anybody would listen to somebody that does something so stupid as put tattoos on their face.
Or look up to somebody or take advice from somebody like that, right?
Well, certainly, you know, if you're interested in the music business, he obviously has some, you know, he knows about that. But when you're talking about things that involve the president and politics and international affairs and domestic affairs, you don't know what you're talking about, you know, when you're in a position like that.
100% out of the league.
Mm-hmm. And you know, that's true with most celebrities. You know, celebrities are uneducated, stupid people. Most of them don't even graduate high school, and those that do, if they start when they're young, don't even get a proper education. So most of them are illiterate. Not all. There's an exception every once in a while, but most of them are nearly illiterate, stupid. And when they get off of a prepared script that's been written by someone that has an education, you get to hear how stupid they are.
Yeah, they don't make sense. They don't take it from the heart. They're just listening to people on the
Well, what they do a lot, like I give you an example, like Jelly Roll, right? I know nothing about Jelly Roll. I don't think I've heard. What kind of music does he do? What is it? Country, yeah, it's like country music, yeah. Um, what he's doing is selling downloads on Spotify. That's all he's doing, right? Everybody's talking about him, so people are going to Spotify. He has probably had more downloads on Spotify in the last 24 to 48 hours than he's had in a long time, right? I mean, it's a way to get tens of millions of dollars in free publicity. Everyone, and there's a country singer that has tattoos on his face. I mean, what would Willie Nelson say? What does Garth Brooks think about that? Post Malone, give me a break. Give me a break. But it's just, yeah, go ahead. Well, I appreciate it. I mean, and I'll just say, I thank you, and I'll just say this. Here you've got one of the greatest in the history of country western music. Dolly Parton passed away, and now Jelly Roll's the face. Is he really country music? This guy with the face tattoos? Yeah. All right. Take care, man. Appreciate the call from Georgia. All right, Georgia on my mind. All right. You know what I mean? I mean, give me a break. All right. So let me get to this. This is the president. It's open phones. I told you, it's open phones. This is the president yesterday making the announcement about the Lake America. Now, hold on a second. Why am I not hearing it? I should hear it. I just played it, Mike, during the break. I played this before the show. Now it's dead. I don't know what's going on. I've got it on. I hit play. Oh, I know. I got it. I figured it out. So here he is, he's signing it. Now it's going to be Lake America. Lake America. Okay. So now this is an interesting thing when you think about this, right? The liberals, they love Canada and they hate America. And why do they hate America? Think about this now. Why do they hate America? They got this, if you go back far enough, it's, the colonist, right? They colonized and took the land from the Indians. Well, wait a minute, didn't Canada do that? I mean, why are they giving us a hard time, right? Why are they giving us a hard time? What did we do that Canada has not done? Now, I'll tell you another thing. They may talk about all this racism and discrimination, that we have in this country, and this is why they don't like our country. I've seen all kinds of leaders from Canada all over the news this week. I don't know who any of them are. It doesn't matter. They're from Canada, right? Different ministers of this agency, of that department. I know Carney and Ford, the premier. The rest of them, I don't know who they are. Nobody does. It's Canada. Who cares? But you know what I've not seen? All these leaders, think about it now. We've got all these Canadian leaders all over the television. What have I not seen? I haven't seen a black leader. In fact, if looking at all of these politicians from Canada, you would think that there are no black people in all of Canada. Where's the black minister of something? Where's the black premier? Certainly they have black people in Canada, but none of them are in power. So why is that? Why is that? And why do they hate us, the left, but they love Canada, when Canada doesn't seem to be able to be bothered to have non-white people in positions of authority? Except this one guy that's Sikh. I saw one guy that's Sikh, but that Sikh is not black. That's something else, okay? So there's something going on here. And I can only be left with the conclusion that they're racist in Canada, right? There's obviously a problem. There's no non-white people in any position of power. And I don't even know if this has occurred to the left, right? We're the country of diversity. We're the country that has had a black man elected president twice. We've had a biracial black Indian woman as vice president, too. Right? We've got a black man, Byron Donalds, who's going to be the governor of Florida. He's running right now. He's going to be the governor of Florida. Where are these black Canadians in positions of power? Are they racist in Canada? I can only think that they are. So these people on the left that are upset that, oh, America's all these racist things, well, what about Canada? And, you may say, well, in America, you had segregation. Well, it looks to me like Canada has segregation going on right now in the 21st century, because I don't see any African Canadians as a minister, a premier, a member of their parliament. I've seen a lot of newscasters, too. A lot of news people from Canada have been in the news this week. They're all white, too. Now, there have got to be black people in Canada. It's just that the Canadians don't let them in on television, I guess, or hold high-level political offices. So those of you out on the left, those of you that are Democrats, that are upset that Lake Ontario has been renamed Lake America, maybe you should rethink your opposition to that, and why are you supporting this very racist country? All right, callers on hold, stand by. It is Open MAGA Mike Friday. My name is Brian Craig. Our number is 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Feel great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Skies will be partly cloudy today, a high temperature of 91 degrees, a slight chance of rain, an overnight low of 80. For the weekend, skies will be cloudy with a high of 88 both days, a 50% chance of rain Saturday, 70%
Right?
on Sunday.
Canada must be racist. Do you guys think, is Canada racist? I think Canada's racist.
Same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All-Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
On the Turnpike southbound beyond Lake Worth Road, 2 right lanes are blocked. On Beeline Highway, there's construction.
I think they're racist.
Boulevard to Northwake Boulevard.
I think they're racist in Canada.
It's called the traffic tip line.
There's something wrong in Canada.
I'm Ron Hurst.
At Your Traffic, brought to you by BBKC. It's a great week to visit BBKC. Feel the excitement with poker, table games.
Oh, hey guys, don't forget, Monday after the show, I'm going to have a members-only live stream here on YouTube. So those of you that are members, keep an eye out. I already have the stream up. So you can click the notification bell, and if you want to become a member, click that join button and join the chat, okay?
Expense authentication on-site, free parking, and free admission, great food, drinks, and sports TVs.
I think we need to have a civil rights movement in Canada. We need to have, like, is there a Martin Luther King of Canada? Anyone know? There must be. Yeah, there's got to be a problem. They got to be racist in Canada. Right? It's like South Africa in the 80s up there. It's like they got apartheid going on. Call was on hold. Hang in there. Why would you respect such a racist place? Seems very racist there. No, it's no commercials on the members only stream.
On the line is Jamie Leeback from Swift Tax. You know, Jamie, a lot of people missed the tax deadline on April 15th. Not only is it not too late
Between the United States and stations.
but they may have, with the new tax code, a huge refund coming that they're leaving on the table, right?
Absolutely, Brian. If you haven't filed your taxes and you've been avoiding it because you're worried about
It's on his face, right? Well, certainly when those that do, and when they get, well, with their, and you know, that's true.
your money, you worked hard for it. Give me a call anytime. Jamie Leeback, Swift Tax.
Yeah, and remember, Jamie Leeback can help you with your taxes no matter where you are located in the United States. Give him a call right now, 954-773-1587. 954-773-1587. Open enrollment may be over, but that doesn't mean your Medicare questions are. If you're turning 65, new to Medicare, moving, or qualifying for a special enrollment period, you may still have options. Don't guess when it comes to your healthcare coverage. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors at 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080. She'll walk you through your Medicare Advantage, your supplements, and your prescription drug plans. Then help you find coverage that fits your needs and your budget. You don't have to figure this out alone. Call Debbie today at 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080. Debbie can help you with your Medicare no matter where you're located in the state of Florida. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. I Will Advisors, helping you make Medicare simple. 954-753-8080.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 49 years on the air.
Okay, well, it looks like we've uncovered a problem, and the problem seems to be that there's severe racial discrimination in Canada. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. Doc from Texas.
Oh, hey, Doc, you must be very upset about this as an African American. Why are all these Canadian leaders white? Why aren't there any African Canadians in positions of power?
Actually, Brian, I don't care.
You don't care? Oh, really? You don't? You know, when I'm looking at Canada, it looks like, when I'm looking at all these white leaders, and they're whiter than me because they don't have sun up there, you know, like we do here in Florida, it looks like South Africa during apartheid up there in Canada. So you don't care about the disenfranchisement of black people in Canada.
Okay, Brian.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, brother. Let's talk about that. You're talking about, like, we're going to have a black governor in Florida, Brian Downs. Only reason he's going to be governor of Florida because he's Trump. He basically, he's basically Trump boy.
You know, see, I'm really concerned. I'm really concerned because you're using some racial something here because we've got a black man who's going to be governor, but I'm not.
Have you ever watched Django before?
The Tarantino movie.
No, Django. The movie Django.
Yeah, Django was a Tarantino movie. Tarantino directed it.
Watch Django. Google. Hey, if you can
No, all right. I'm just gonna hit the dump button. Not the dump button, but the hang up button, because he's offer. I know it's open phones, but I have to have some quality controls here. Are there any African Americans who want to join me in calling for an end of segregation, discrimination, and apartheid in Canada? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Oh, hey, Mike.
You know, this woman that has went up there to work for Corning, this American citizen.
Yes.
Can we basically say that she's an insurrectionist? Because her job is
An insurrectionist? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Find a way to interfere in the government processes.
Well, yeah, that's another charge. Yeah, okay, yeah. So this American that worked for Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign and Joe Biden's presidential campaign, who's the chief of staff to Canadian Prime Minister Carney, I think you are correct, Mike. She is an insurrectionist because she is trying to interfere with the business of the American government abroad. So she's an insurrectionist. She's also committing treason, a violation of the Logan Act. There's got to be all kinds of major laws she's breaking. Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the deal. What Carney doesn't understand is Trump can nuke this whole situation right off the bat by just cutting off our foreign aid.
Well, why do you think there's no black people in positions of power in their government up there? Why are they all white? Why are these Canadian liberals all of a sudden love the Canadians? They're the enlightened ones, they tell us, right? They're the America, we're the evil one. But why are there no Canadians of color that I'm seeing on television? Even their news people are all white.
Absolutely, and that's a legitimate question. And look, isn't your wife's family from Canada?
My mother-in-law is from Canada, yeah. And she's white too, but she's an American now. She got out of there. You know, like I'll tell you, I mentioned sometimes there's a Canadian TV show that I like. My wife and I watch it like every night. It's from like 20 years ago. It's called Corner Gas. It's like the #1 sitcom in the history of Canada. Do you know they have an all-white cast? An all-white cast. And the whole town, it takes place in this town called Dog River in Saskatchewan, Canada. In fact, there's not one black person in the entire town. It's like one of the cops is an Indian, but other than that, it's all white people. Is Canada a racist country?
It could be. I mean, and plus you have these. I have a friend from Alaska that he likes to come down and do some RVing, come down.
Yeah.
During the season, and he has to travel through Canada.
Oh.
And follow their laws and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah. I mean, that's the thing. When you got this guy, these people who are absolutely trying to make Trump look bad and failing at it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I think we're onto something here. Maybe we can get the NAACP involved in this. Maybe Black Lives Matter can move to Canada and get to the bottom of this, because we have settled racial discrimination in this country. It's settled, right? I mean, it's not a problem here anymore. But obviously, Canada, who's involved in this trade war against us, they got to be racist. I mean, it's 2026.
Oh, what did they call Canada? They call it the Great White North.
Yeah, there you can see, right? Even that. You're right. Oh my goodness, it's getting worse, Mike.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
These people, these Canadians.
And let me tell you, there's a lot of black people in Canada, and I'll tell you a couple reasons why. A lot of Caribbean people have immigrated to Canada over the years. There are a lot of black people in Canada from the Caribbean, Jamaica and Haiti, and some of the other islands. Okay, also especially Jamaica, because there just are. There's a lot of Jamaicans in Canada. A lot of it. Back in the days of Democrat slavery, a lot of slaves that escaped went to Canada, right? So there are a lot of black people in Canada. They just aren't in positions of power. It's like the 1930s. I guess they work as porters and stuff like that.
I remember when the trucking situation was happening up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing a whole bunch of truckers up there that were black.
That's probably why the government was harassing them. Yeah.
Maybe so.
Yeah. We got to look into this. So maybe if anybody is out there from the National Urban League, the NAACP, we can change the National Association for the Advancement of Canadians of Color people. We can change the name of that, the NAACP. We can add another C in there. But the Canadians of color, the African Canadians, are being and they have this moral outrage towards us, like we're a bad country.
Right.
That's right.
Think about it.
It's true.
We have Alaska on one side and Greenland on the other side.
And
we have our
yeah.
Inuit peoples, you know.
Yeah.
Our Inuit peoples, and we
Eskimos.
want to get, the Eskimos, and that's the thing. And in the middle of that, we have Canada.
That's right.
Great White North.
Well, I appreciate it, Mike. Yeah, I think we're onto something here. Yeah. Yeah. And I challenge you, now that I've pointed this out to you, watch these Canadians all over television griping. And you'll see clips from their news. And I've seen a lot of Canadian officials on CNBC and American news this week, right? And all these clips. And I'm not kidding or being funny here. It's true. There are no non-white Canadians on any of these things. And it really, you know why? Because it's run by liberals, and that's how liberals roll, man. Wherever you have liberals, you have hate and you have discrimination. Well, listen, we do have a lot to cover on the program today. That is only one of many topics, but the Lake America story, and it is an important story because, American excellence is not something to be ashamed of. More things should be named after America. If it wasn't for the United States, what would North America be? You know what North America would be without the United States? Well, the whole Southwest and West would be Mexico, right? So, and you look at Latin America, from Mexico south to the southern tip of South America, they have all the resources and everything that we have in the United States, yet it's third world and corrupt. So, basically, the land that is the United States, if this was not the United States, most of it would be like Venezuela and Mexico. And the rest of it would be like Canada, I guess. I don't know. All right. Well, listen, it is Open MAGA Mike Friday. You are welcome to call in about any and everything on your mind. The number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. I just wanted to invite you to...
I'm sure, but I will not take that. I didn't even have to use the dump button, Mike. See how quick I was on that? Oh, my goodness. Oh my, gee whiz! Why would somebody offer an invitation to do that? Oh boy, we didn't even have to use the dump button on that one. See, I'm very quick with the finger. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Ross. I'm calling from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, what's up? Sure, it's Open MAGA Mike, Open Phone Friday.
Yeah, love the country, love everything you said.
But.
For a long time.
But.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, but.
And I feel like if I explain stocks to people and I explain bonds, a lot of times they glaze over because 9 out of 10 people, they're really not going to, retire with anything. And there's no, I guess, incentive for the government to educate them, although it would be important for me to the average.
Here we go. Okay, I know you want. It is open phones, no doubt about it, on Friday. But where are you going? Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like the Republican Party's become the party that's so boring that maybe we would take on communism rather than just educate people and let them know this is the best country in the world. We have so much to offer. Is there any way?
Well, Governor DeSantis, the Republican Party is boring. Governor DeSantis just made it a law that in the state of Florida, beginning in middle school all the way through 12th grade in high school, that the curriculum's been changed to teach the truth and the evils of communism. It's part of the Florida curriculum now. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, thank God. And what I would like to see is, in the next election cycle, that we don't lose our ability to vote and just have one.
But I got a question. You're calling me from Fort Lauderdale, and I grew up I live in Boca now, but I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. Okay, I went to high school in Fort Lauderdale, went to middle school in Fort Lauderdale. My mother lives in Fort Lauderdale. When I'm in Fort Lauderdale, and I have, maybe you can help me with this. When I go to Fort Lauderdale and I have my Make America Great Again hat on, why am I getting the middle finger all the time? They don't do that to me in Boca. Why am I getting the middle finger? And I'm not kidding. Every time I go to Fort Lauderdale with my Make America Great Again hat on, what's happened? What's going on?
So I think we're kind of caught behind enemy lines here. Like if you go to a place like Stewart, you'll see 500 people in a restaurant, all happy, all like positive.
Well, that's MAGA Martin County. See, and Fort Lauderdale. See, this is the way Fort Lauderdale bills itself, right? It is a tolerant city of acceptance. It is the San Francisco of the South, right? It's run by gays. They've had gay mayors for like 20 years, and they're accepting of people that are different, that aren't like them. But it seems to me that they're tolerant if you're gay, but if you're a conservative, they like call you names and tell you to F this and F that and give you the thing. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I have conversations with people that I totally respect about businesses that are interesting. I know that they're liberal, and every conversation always comes down to they don't like how Trump talks. Honestly, I don't care what anyone ever talks. I look at people's actions.
Well, if they don't like, but they may not like how Trump talks, but they tell me to F off and F you every time I'm there.
Well, they can have a conversation with you because that would mean they have to, address their own deficiencies. It's easy to criticize someone else.
Yes.
When you have to look inside, that's hard. I mean, how many people actually do that? No, there's a lot of haters out there. I mean, they don't smile. They don't laugh. I feel if they ever take, complete control, I mean...
Let me tell you about Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale I think is the best Florida city. It really is. The beach is great and everything else. It is. But it's been taken over by gay activists, Fort Lauderdale. And you go, and Fort Lauderdale is a beautiful city. You should, if you come to Florida on vacation, don't go to Miami or South Beach. Go to Fort Lauderdale, okay? However, when I'm walking through Fort Lauderdale, I'm stepping over homeless people. It's like Hollywood, California, and since the liberal gays have been running it, it's gone down the tubes.
I don't think that they could have like a horse that's in the lead and doing great and support them because none will ever get reelected again. They always have to find the 1% or the 2% negativity in every situation and blow that up. And if you have basically Fox and the My Pillow guy and nothing else, it's hard when every single media.
What do you mean? Well, this is it. Oh, now we're finding out. What do you mean what does this mean? When you have Fox and the My Pillow guy, what does that? I'm late for the break, but tell me what that means real quick.
Okay, so.
And then you can tell us that you can, since you're in Fort Lauderdale, you can come out of the closet as a liberal.
Oh no, God bless. Listen, right hand to God. I love America. I was in the military.
I didn't ask you about that, but you can come out of the closet as a liberal because only liberals call Mike Lindell the pillow guy. You know that, right? Conservatives call him Mike Lindell.
No. What I'm saying is we only.
The pillow guy is derogatory.
No. Okay, I apologize for saying that. I didn't mean.
No, you just out. Yeah, listen, I got to run for the break, but take care. He just outed himself. We're very late for the break, so we'll take our quick break and be back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
This is Dr. Philip Appleton. I'm a chiropractic physician. I've seen thousands and thousands of patients in my career. I've been a chiropractic physician here in Pompano Beach for 40 years. We're open 6 days a week. If you have sciatica, you have bursitis,
Mornings.
you're tired of taking the pills,
Any and everything on your mind.
and you've heard that you have to live with it.
And there's no, I
There's a
guess,
lot of times you
incentive.
don't have to live with it. I've had great success with helping people. My testimonials are marvelous with patients. They love the treatment. There's no injections. There's no medication. There's no surgery. There's none of that. It's strictly either the laser, the acupuncture, acupuncture I do, or shockwave therapy I do. Open 6 days a week. Come in for the free consultation and be willing to look at you and help you.
Take advantage of that no-charge consultation with Dr. Appleton. Remember, appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome even on Saturdays. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sandra. I'm calling from Delray Beach. The Barry Siegel Law Group did such wonderful work for me, and I was very particular. I'm a professional myself, and I went to about 3 or 4 attorneys prior. They wanted to do what they
Only liberals refer to Mike Lindell as the pillow guy. That's derogatory. Right? Conservatives say Mike Lindell.
so many other end-of-life
Right?
documents, the living will, the will, and I tailored each one of them to my liking.
True.
They were wonderful and always
You ever, yeah,
And not only that, when you finish your document,
every once in a while, when they try to be us,
beneficiaries could go there and they'll explain everything to them, which is a big deal. The Siegel Group is above and beyond any other attorney that I have ever contacted. Plus, they give you a big portfolio at the end with a leather-bound documents. It's beautiful.
Give the Siegel Law Group a call, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, Brian, this is Joan from Tampa Bay. I just got to say, Jupiter Joe Thomas, I told him I almost fell off my chair. A 5-year annuity, I get a hefty monthly allowance, and I don't even touch my principal.
I thank you, Joan in Tampa Bay, for taking my advice. And those of you out there that have not yet done it, take advantage of the no-charge consultation that Jupiter Joe Thomas offers. I'm going to give you the number. It's 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And online, JupiterJoe.com. And Joan in Tampa Bay, I think you might be the new Jupiter Joe Thomas commercial.
Well, it's a win-win situation. You never lose your principal.
Exactly. Yeah, guys. Again, the number for Joe Thomas, 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And online, JupiterJoe.com.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
all right. Yes, yes. See, I got that guy, didn't I? Pretty good. You know, you ever see, we were talking about the Quentin Tarantino movie earlier, Django. Did you ever see Inglourious Bastards with Tarantino? Remember that German scene where the British spy gave himself away by holding up the wrong 3 fingers? You know, you talk to these liberals long enough, right? You know, just a brief conversation, and he slipped. Only liberals refer to Mike Lindell as the pillow guy. That is derogatory. Conservatives call him Mike Lindell, or you say my pillow, all right? Okay, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Steve of Staten Island.
All right, Steve in Staten Island. What's on your mind?
Oh, yeah, and we'd like to know what you think of this Republican, who they call is a rhino. Tom, I believe his name is.
Who?
He's Tom, T-H-A.
I don't know who you're talking about.
It's about he's a Republican, and the thing is he's very rhino-ish.
Well, I'm assuming he's already won the primary, right? Because primaries are over, right?
Yeah,
Then you got to support him. I'd rather have a rhino than a Democrat. Because the rhinos are registered Republicans. They count towards our majority. So the primary's over, and it's time to stop attacking Republicans. If we got a rhino that won a primary, we're stuck with him.
But the thing is, he got moved there, so actually he is going to go through with that American First
Mm-hmm.
with wanting to show ID. Before he was against it, but somehow he got scared with when we're cleaning the air, it should say.
Mm-hmm.
And he then said, oh, okay, yeah, I'll vote for the thing where you show ID when you want to go vote.
Okay. Well, you know, the reason the Democrats oppose ID is because fictitious people and dead people can't show ID because they're dead or they don't exist. So that kind of, you know, that's a big part of their constituency, the dead and the people that don't exist.
Yeah, so that's why they're kicking up to getting these people illegally here. Oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
That's because it is you say a bargain deal.
That's right.
You really can come in and then all you have to do is vote out.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh yeah, I just want Ross. Sorry, I just wanted Fort Lauderdale. I'm sorry that I'm calling from Fort Lauderdale, but I wanted to tell you one story. My mom said there's too many white people in power. I mean, like my dad and myself. So trust me when I say this. I got people that disown me because
Are you the guy that called me before the break? Or are you the guy that called before the commercial break? It's one call per show, man. All right, it's one call per show. Can you give him Joyce Galpin's number? She's so desperate he could become a co-host. For calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Chester. I'm calling from Idaho. Can you hear me?
I can.
Wonderful. I just
Here we go. Yes.
Last night you titled your show "Trump Brings Regime Change to Iran."
Yes, he did.
You reported multiple times that Trump has ended the war.
We won the war. Yes.
You reported back in March
Mm-hmm.
that the war in Ukraine was over. Trump had ended the war in Ukraine.
Yep.
You know, the war in Iran.
Well, instead of talking about things I've said and done, why don't you talk to me since I'm like here and alive right now, okay? As opposed to, let's go through all of them, all right? I can tell, of course, you're liberal, and that's okay. And by the way, and you're gay too, and that's okay. But no. The war, Iran, slow down for a second, okay? Let's first talk about Iran. I said yesterday that President Trump brought regime change to Iran. When this air campaign began, who was running Iran?
Are you referring to when he killed the Ayatollah like months ago?
When the military air campaign against Iran began 6 months ago, who ran Iran?
The purpose of headlines like that is
I didn't ask it. No. Who was running Iran? Who was the leader of Iran? See, who was the leader? Who was the leader of Iran? Excuse me. You're on hold. I mean, can you have some manners? Oh, excuse me. 6 months ago, who was leading Iran? 6 months ago. Oh, the Ayatollah Khomeini. That's correct. He's dead. And his son is either dead or so injured, no one's seen him the whole time, right? So the Ayatollah is the religious leader of Iran. Who's running Iran now?
I mean, Trump according to
you. No. According to you. The Ayatollah is dead. His son's probably dead. There's no Ayatollah running the country now. Who is the leader of Iran today? No. Who is running? Who is the leader? Who is leading Iran today?
I don't know his name.
What? You know why you don't know his name? Hold on. Do you know why you don't know his name? Slow down. Listen. The top of the hour break is coming, so your suffering will end soon. So stop killing time here, okay? Stop trying to avoid this. Why do you think you cannot name the leader of Iran? That's not an answer. That's a question. Why do you think you cannot name the leader of Iran? You know why? Because there isn't one. No. Excuse me. There isn't a leader. Okay. So we had. Yes, it does. We had the Ayatollah and the theocracy running it. Now there's. Well, I'm telling you. We had a theocracy 6 months ago. The Ayatollah and his son, they're out. Now there's no leader, and there's almost anarchy because there's a civil war of control going on between what's left of the civilian government and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. That's regime change. The government, the theocracy is over. There's no clear leader now. There's been regime change in Iran.
No, there's still an Iranian state controlling it.
It's still a place. Yeah, sure, it's still a place. But hey, listen. Richmond, Virginia Richmond, Virginia, hold on a second. Richmond, Virginia is still a city. It doesn't mean it's the Confederate capital anymore, right? Right? So, yes, Iran is still a place, and there are still Iranians. Either does the Ayatollah Khomeini. Either does the Ayatollah. There's no Ayatollah anymore. Yes, yes, yes. No, you don't just find a new Ayatollah. It's a family that pass it down. The Khomeinis is a family. This is not the original Ayatollah. This is a relative of the original Ayatollah who inherited the Ayatollah position. It's like in Russia when they killed the Romanovs. It's like when they killed the Romanovs. There's no more Tsar. All right. We got a break. I lost track of time. We'll be right back.
WDJA AM Tilray Beach. Also heard in St. Lucie County on 1590 WPSL Port St. Lucie and in Martin County on 1450 WSTU Stewart.
I've never done that before. Taking the top of the hour break late.
From the Code Red Roofers Weather Center. Code Red Roofers. Roofers who respond. Call 844-4-CODE-RED. CodeRedRoofers.com.
I've never done that before. There's a civil war. Ron, excuse me.
Slight chance of rain. An overnight low of 80. For the weekend, skies will be cloudy with a high of 88 both days. A 50% chance of rain Saturday, 70% on Sunday.
Weather brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Roofers who respond. Serving South Florida for over 20 years. Promoting integrity over profitability. And focused on doing right over being right. Protect your home or office today with Code Red Roofers. Call 844-4-CODE-RED. CodeRedRoofers.com. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
On the Turnpike southbound after Lake Worth Road, emergency vehicles have two right lanes blocked. On the Turnpike, there's construction, Boynton Beach Boulevard to Lake Worth Road. Spot something on the roads, call the traffic tip line. Pound 250 keyword West Palm traffic. I'm Ron Hurst.
And your traffic brought to you by PBKC. More sun, more fun, more weddings this August at the Poker Room at PBKC. Are you new to tournament poker? Grab your friends for the $10 poker party this Friday night, August 28th. It's the perfect way for beginners to join the action. Plus, high hands every 15 minutes every day, progressive weekends, and this Saturday's $15,000 cash giveaway. Bet small and win big with exciting table games featuring a $5 minimum.
Oh my goodness.
Every day. Get all the details now.
He can't accept it. He can't accept it.
1977. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they just cannot accept that there's been regime change in Iran. We won the war. The Strait of Hormuz is open. There is oil going through, none of it Iranian oil, through the Strait of Hormuz. And Putin said, it's in the news today, that the Ukraine war is about to end. All right, back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brother Brian. It's Jeff Renee, and I'm so glad you took my call. And I'm telling you right now, the liberals need to do one thing. Unplug from the mainstream news media crap.
Yes.
Swallow the red pill and listen to the truth.
Me. And listen to me. All liberals should listen to me. Yes.
Yeah, they should come here.
Yes.
So now I understand why you take liberal calls. You know, some of them are so far out there, I block them. But I understand now, we are never going to reach the liberals unless they come to the truth or to a show like this to hear the truth. And the Iranian people now have a chance to rise up and take their country back. And I think what Trump's plan was all along. He's not into the regime change, us doing it. He wants them to do it.
You know, the Khomeinis is a royal family of theocrats, and they're gone now, right? The Ayatollah Khomeini, this is not the original Ayatollah, and Khomeini is not a title, it's a family name. So the family's gone. The last Khomeini and his Ayatollah is dead, and his son is obviously either dead or beyond recovery, because no one has even seen a photograph of him.
When they took out the two top tiers, I believe they were so wiped out they're not even going to find bones.
Mm-hmm.
They're done.
Yeah, and it's amazing how the idea that we've won the war in Iran just totally freaks them out. Now, do you have any? Have you noticed that there are no black people in positions of authority in Canada? You know, you're on the border there of Canada in Maine, and I see all these very pasty white people that are in positions of power. I have yet to see a Canadian of color. There've got to be African Canadians that would like to be in power, but they're being disenfranchised apparently.
As a child growing up in Maine, we used to have the Tanusa games, and between New Brunswick and Bangor Brewer, we had some children games in between. One year we'd go up there, and another year they'd come down here, and we'd have like track and field meets and competition basketball and all that.
Yep.
I never saw black people up there.
You've never saw a black Canadian? Wow. Never seen a black Canadian.
And I've been on the border. I'm 2 hours from Calais, 4 hours from the northern battle.
So these Democrats who want Canada to be, they think that somehow they're morally superior than us, but I guess they're racist.
Renaming that lake.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I believe Trump does that, like the Gulf of America. Changing that is his way of giving them bigger in a funny, polite way.
You know, the cool thing about that, here in Florida, we're very lucky that half of our state borders the Gulf of America. And when I went to visit my friends back in March in the Keys, and we went and spent the day at the beach along the Gulf of America, and all along the Gulf of America, there are billboards that say, "This is the Gulf of America," and it's pretty cool. All over they have signs everywhere letting you know. And I'll tell you, I remember swimming in the Gulf of Mexico. When you swim in the Gulf of America, it just feels better. The water's purer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we are witnessing the end of the Democrat Party.
Mm-hmm.
But the best part is they're doing it to themselves. Their talking points are just hate Trump, hate America. He's the bad guy. And these people have been in power for 30, 40, 50 years. And ran our country in the ground, and the best thing is Trump has made all the countries reach.
And I'm gonna tell you something here in Florida. A lot of Canadians come to Florida, especially during the winter time. I have never in my life met an African Canadian, a black Canadian. I've never met one. I've met a lot of Canadians, but they've all been white.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Where? Look, I can only conclude that they're racist. No.
I never thought of that, but the biggest problem up there is them letting China come in, and they're right on the border of Maine.
Oh, yes.
Across the northern America, the border states.
Mm-hmm.
That's an issue. I believe this global reset is going to hurt China and Russia, those big countries the most, because America is leveling the international trade.
Well, what President Trump is doing, what President Trump is doing is putting Canada in its place, letting them know where they really stand. And they're in all serious, we're having fun. Although I am concerned, I know there are a lot of black people in Canada. There's a lot of Caribbean people from Jamaica have immigrated there. And there's a lot of Caribbean people in Canada, but you don't see them on their television shows, you don't see them on their news desks, and you don't see them in positions of power. There's only been one non-white person I've seen in Canadian government, and it's a Sikh guy. That's a whole different thing. That doesn't even count. But that's true. But they have had a free ride for 200 years, and President Trump is letting them know that who the boss is. Every once in a while, you gotta, daddy's got to come in and show them who's the boss and get a little spanking. Renaming Lake Ontario to Lake America. And by the way, the name change only the lake goes into both countries, like most of the Great Lakes, right? Maybe all of them. I don't know, but I don't remember. But only the part of the lake that's in America is Lake America. It's still Lake Ontario in the Canadian part, because he can't rename that part officially. So why would any American be upset about that? That makes no sense to me. In fact, they don't like things. And my guess is Ontario's an Indian name. It's an Indian word. I thought they didn't want us to name anything after Indians. They made us change the name of these football teams and baseball teams and all of this. So President Trump changing it to America from an Indian name, isn't that what the liberals have been doing for years? Anything named after an Indian, they rename?
Look what they've done in America.
Exactly.
They called the Washington Redskins. That was ridiculous. And I heard that might be changing back now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. The Atlanta Braves are still the Braves. I'm surprised. What about what?
Oh, and another thing, when we were talking, only socialists move into Canada. Everybody that comes to America wants freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to Canada for freedom.
No. Nope. All right. Appreciate the call, Jeff. All right, Jeff. Good call. Good call. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, conservative.
Oh, hey, Doug. Let me ask you. Have you ever met a black Canadian?
No, sir.
Mm-mm. I'd have never.
In New York? I don't know too many Canadians, but anyway, I've never seen it. Anyhow, the reason I was calling is the Republican Party should be stopping these fake ads that the Democrats are putting in. These evil Democrats, I like to call them the demon rats. Anyway, they have two ads running around online, which is totally fake. One of the ads says that the Republican Party rigged in 2020, rigged the machines so the Republicans can win. And luckily there was enough mail-in ballots that protected Joe Biden. What a stupid fake story. Absolutely reversed.
Okay.
And now, then they said that it was, I think, in Virginia that had 320,000 votes that were made that shouldn't have been allowed to be.
I don't know. I mean, I know it's open phones, but I mean, you're talking like over 6 years ago. Can you be a little more current? Maybe just 6.5 months ago would be more current than that. Hey, I gotta run anyway, Doug. But I do appreciate the call. All right, you take care. He's got his little obsession with that, but I'm of the opinion that and I told you guys this when the Otto Penn administration came in. I told you this, that President Trump having a non-consecutive 2 terms will be much better than back-to-back. And I think it is. I mean, because he's turning the world upside down and doing a lot of things to freak them out. I'm going to get into some of the audio sound bites after the break. I don't have time for any of the audio sound bites that I want to cover, but I do want to take a moment to talk to you who suffer from neuropathy or have a family member who does. Let me tell you, Lighthouse Medical, they have a treatment for neuropathy that works. I've seen it work in so many people, not just Steve Kane, but many people in our audience at all levels. The thing about neuropathy, without being treated by Lighthouse Medical, it only gets worse. No matter what stage of neuropathy you're in, give them a call. Tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show so you can take advantage of that no-charge consultation. The neuropathy treatment works, okay? And now, if you're in the early stages, you want to, you don't want it to get worse. But even if you're in those late stages, or your spouse or grandparent or a loved one is, where they can't even get out of bed, they can still help you, and it works with them too, no matter at what stage of neuropathy you are in. Call Lighthouse Medical. Again, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show so you can take advantage of the no-charge consultation, all right? 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
To celebrate all my special occasions, Cafe Chardonnay is the place that I choose. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Dining at Cafe Chardonnay turns any ordinary evening into a special occasion. For over 30 years, owners Frank and Gigi have Chardonnay partners with nearby farmers, ranchers, and fishermen to provide the highest quality ingredients, and Chef Frank's talent combines these fresh ingredients to create delicious, novel, exciting dishes.
I had a question for you about some criticism you've been taking in recent days from other Democrats in the state. Congressman Scholten has been critical of your association with Hassan Piker. The Attorney General Nessel said today that she believes that you were perhaps making excuses for domestic terrorism. Are you going to speak with these folks? How do you respond to that?
Yeah, I've had a number of conversations with folks across my party and elsewhere. I think the question right now is how do we get together to beat Donald Trump? No, folks are serious about Trump being the existential threat that I know he is.
Rainy season is upon us. Because we haven't had a hurricane in 2 years, all the storm chaser roofing companies have gone out of business, leaving only the strongest and the best contractors. And the water roofing will never see something.
I think this one I got about earlier. When we get back from break, wait like 3 seconds.
Oh, you mean after the voiceover?
Yeah, just to see, because
I'll do that, but it won't work in the reverse. You got to have the music before the voice. I'll do it, but you got to have the music before. Why did they call you and tell you it's off?
well, one of them was off, and I was like, because the commercials were 2 seconds.
That's the music gives you that bumper. There's no way to have the commercials exactly 60 or 30 because it's 60.1/10, and then you have 3, and it's 2/10, and then it's a second. There's no way. That's why the music's got to be in the beginning.
I think we should bring that to Mike.
I'll tell if you want to explain it to him. I can. I mean.
I feel like if I try to, like, I'm not.
Oh, you don't think he'll? Okay.
Yeah, if you can, and plus we got to figure out the old commercials back and incorporate to the time.
Well, what I need them to do, I was going to tell them when I got the air, is I need them to give me a list of the Steve Kane commercials and how many times they're supposed to run them, what list they have, and then I'll go through it and update it. Because it's probably out of date.
Yes.
So that'll help take care of that. Yeah, Tina and Mike, if they get, yeah.
We'll definitely be able to figure it all
Yeah.
all together.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, and we are back, and it's Friday, and Friday is always open phones on the program. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday, and on Open MAGA Mike Friday, you can call in about any and everything on your mind. The number is 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Am I on?
You. It sounds like you.
Oh, okay, good man. Good morning. Mike from Coral Springs.
Hey, Mike.
Listen, hello, good morning, sir. I don't understand this whole sanctuary city deal. Isn't everything about them completely contrary to federal law? And if so, why aren't they being shut down and the people that are,
Well, in Florida, and one of the first things Ron DeSantis did was shut down the sanctuary cities. It is a crime.
Yeah, but countrywide. Why isn't Trump just cracking down on
Because they have been doing that. You know, a lot of it's been taken care of by the deportations. But yeah, there has been a crackdown, but it's difficult to do. You know, the federal government's not a. They can't do the local policing all the time, but they have been cracking down on it, and you don't see the sanctuary cities like you did.
Yeah, it's true. I guess.
But you know, there's a reason why. Do you know why Democrats have sanctuary cities?
Sure, so they have their minions someplace to hide and to, go to when they come into the country.
Well, but I mean, it's a slave labor force. Like in Florida, the major sanctuary cities, the main sanctuary city in the state of Florida was Orlando, right? That whole county. So what's Orlando? Disney World and the entire hospitality industry around that. That's why it was a sanctuary city. The Democrats, they have a new form of slavery, that President Trump shut down. He shut down their whole slave passage at the southern border. It was slaves. Remember, who's going to mow your lawn? Who's going to clean your toilets? Remember all that? Yeah. Yeah, that's why. All right, Mike, appreciate the call from Coral Springs. Oh, by the way, speaking of cleaning toilets, I called a plumber. I had to. For me to call a plumber, it's, I could do some things, but there was some work that one of my the shutoff underneath the sink in one of my bathrooms, because the house is, my house was built like in 78, 79, so it was totally seized. I couldn't do anything. I can't fix that, so I could change a faucet or something, or the little PVC pipe underneath, but I'm not going to get involved in that. So I had to call a plumber. And every time a plumber comes to the house, I feel like I've been the victim of a home invasion robbery, okay? He charged, it was $800 and change, okay? $800 and change. But here's the thing that kind of aggravated me, right? I knew he was coming, and so, we got everything ready. We got to clear out everything underneath the sink, get the whole thing ready. And my wife said, "How long do you think he's going to be here?" And I said, "Well, for that, I'm going to assume about 2 hours, right?" So the guy gets there, and I take him into the bathroom, and he's like, "Okay." And then I go back into my office. I sit down and start doing something, and next thing I know, I'm done. He was in and out of my house in 15 minutes, right? And I paid a little more than $800. It was $840 some dollars. Now, I understand, but now this is just me, and I'll ask you guys what you would do. I would have pretended that I needed more time, right? I would have, for that $843, I would have taken at least 30 minutes, if not close to an hour, of just putzing around so that the customer thought they were getting, when I say 15 minutes, the job didn't take 15 minutes. He was done 15 minutes after he walked into my front door, or through my front door. And it really just ticked me off. I mean, wouldn't you, now if you were him, would you have putzed around a little bit and taken a little more time to build some value for the $843? Oh my goodness, that's just me, Don't go to college, kids. Become a plumber, okay? All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Xavier. I'm calling from Georgia.
Hey, what's up, Georgia?
Hey, man. So I saw you say that the previous guy asked about the sanctuary cities, and you said that it's illegal. I challenge you to identify how it's illegal.
You challenge me. You challenge me. Okay, I'm up for that.
Yes, because
you ready?
The sanctuary city typically just doesn't. They don't work with the federal government in order for.
Okay, slow down a second. I'm going to. You challenged me to explain this to you, and I'm going to do it. Okay, you ready?
No, tell me how it's illegal. Not explain it to me. I want to know.
I am.
Exactly how it's illegal.
I am. To be in the country illegally is a federal crime, correct?
No.
Of course it is. If you're in the country illegally, you are in violation of federal immigration law. That's why they're called illegal aliens. If you're in the country illegally, you're breaking federal law, immigration law, right?
No.
Well, how can I, if you won't even accept that, how can I explain it? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. Because there's a bunch of...
Have you suffered a head injury at some point in your life?
You can go on with the antics, but I'm going...
It's not an antic. I mean, if you enter like as an example, our 11th annual MAGA cruise is in March. I still have not renewed my passport, which I better do, because my passport's going to expire before the cruise. We're going to the Cayman Islands and some other great destinations, right? I can't get on board, I can't enter the Cayman Islands I can't even get on the cruise ship without my passport. I need a pass. You have got to have immigration documents to enter and leave countries. If you enter a country undocumented, you're breaking the law. And if you won't even accept that, how can we have a discussion?
Well, it's true and untrue. I've traveled around the world. You can get into a lot of countries with a passport and fill out the paperwork once you enter. The same way in America, that in order for you to file for asylum, you have to already be in the country.
Well, in asylum, maybe slow down. I don't. No. Hold on. Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds.
All right. So when MAGA came into power,
MAGA, yes.
everyone was illegal.
No, not everyone. Not everyone. Wait, excuse me, wait a minute. Cross where? Into the States?
Yes, into the States.
Where did you say you're calling me from? Where did you say you're calling me from?
I'm from Georgia.
Since when in the heck does an American, a Georgian, refer to the United States as the States? Do you know who? No, you know who calls the? Do you know that? Yeah, foreigners. So why are you using terminology of a foreigner? Because you,
Are we not the United States?
the only people that we are the Americans. I'm just, I tell you, these liberal callers, these callers are outing themselves. You should be more concerned. No, I'll tell you what I'm saying. Okay, what I'm saying is that I have never in my life, and excuse me, you don't know what I'm going to say because I haven't finished my thought. And I'm gonna throw this out to the entire listening audience, okay? I have never heard in my entire life an American refer to the United States as the States. The only people, I'm a Native American. I'm from the United States. I'm in Florida. I'm in the greatest state of all, the Sunshine State of Florida. Okay? Well, we're not talking about visas. We're talking about you. And I understand that you don't want to talk about you because you've been exposed. I have never, the only people that refer to the United States as the States are foreigners, okay? The Americans, we call the country, not the States, we call it the United States or America, right? The only people that refer to the you said when they enter the States. Americans don't, that's not an American phrase. You're probably Canadian. Hello? I said, you're probably Canadian. Americans, not, North American. Americans say, excuse me, hold on. Americans say America or the United States. Foreigners say the States. But it's hard. No, I have never, there is, it's called life experience, okay? I have never heard, well, if you don't care what I have to say, then why bother calling and talking to me if you don't care what I have to say? Well, how can I have a discussion with a guy about illegals who won't even admit that it's illegal for an illegal to be in the country, right? Have any of you, now watch, I'm going to get liberals on the line that all say the States now, but come on now. Have you ever heard an American refer to the United States as the States? Nope. All right, let's talk about Sloman's Central Air Conditioning. Oh man, I got to tell you, this has been one of the hottest summers that I remember. I mean, it is hot out there. And, if you have an air conditioning unit that's blowing hot air, that's running all day, shouldn't do that, by the way. Shouldn't run all day. Cools your house off, shuts off for a while. All right. If you have rooms in your house that are hot, that don't cool off no matter how long the AC is running, or you've been putting off buying a new unit, there's never been a deal this good from anyone I've ever seen that's offering new air conditioning units. Listen to this. Sloman's is offering a high-efficiency 5-ton 18-SEER system that uses R454B refrigerant for just $59.99 with zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for 18 months. It also comes with a 5-year bumper-to-bumper service plan, which includes annual system maintenance, filter replacement, and refrigerant. I say refrigerant every time. Or refrigerant. It's a tongue twister for me, guys, okay? And there's no annual maintenance cost. The Sloman Shield home security system installed also comes with your air conditioning unit with 5 years of professional central station monitoring included with your AC package. Wow. Give them a call right now, 561-217-COOL, 561-217-COOL, 561-217-COOL. We'll be right back. Oh, my. Now watch, every liberal that I talk to is going to, they call the United States the states. Yes or no? In the chat, yes or no? Have you ever heard an American refer to the United States as the states? Never. Never. I have never heard that. Never. Just like that other guy, calling Mike Lindell the pillow guy. Gee whiz. No, no. Americans say the United States or America. The states are what Canadians yeah. Sure, all the liberals are going to say that. Oh, yeah, all the time people call it the states. No, they don't. That President Trump signed a bill into law, making it a federal law, releasing the Epstein files. You're like 6 months behind, my man. Catch up.
Churchill's $1.75 million ladies church sprint and more. This Sunday, don't miss South Florida's premier sports car and memorabilia show featuring top vendors. James
oh my goodness.
On site, free parking and free admission, great food, drinks, and sports TV.
They out themselves every time. That's true. No, I've never heard it. Never. As soon as you see, you guys don't realize. I listen to every syllable of every word that callers say. I don't miss a syllable of any word that a caller says. You may not think I do, but I do. Oh my! All right, if you're on hold, stand by. Yeah, I got it.
On the line is Jamie Leibag from Swift Tax. You know, Jamie, a lot of people missed the tax deadline on April 15th. Not only is it not too late for them to file, but they may have, with the new tax code, a huge refund coming that they're leaving on the table, right?
Absolutely, Brian. If you haven't filed your taxes,
Welcome, everyone. Guys, hey, please do me the favor of liking the video. If you've not already done it, please like the video. And those of you that are members, Monday after the show, I'm doing a members-only live stream here on YouTube. So if you're a member, I already have the video up, so you can stand by for it. And if you want to join that, become a member, click that join button.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sandra. I'm calling from Delray Beach. The Barry Siegel Law Group did such wonderful work for me, and I was very particular. I'm a professional myself, and I went to about 3 or 4 attorneys prior. They wanted to do what they wanted to do. They
Do you know why that guy called? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why after the break.
And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 49 years on the air.
All right, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. You know, Attorney Barry, last time we talked, you mentioned Dolly Parton. I saw a story today. The family is already arguing, Attorney Barry Siegel, over the Dolly Parton estate. Please.
Like I said,
it's crazy.
She's known for being a very bright, smart businesswoman, and I'm sure she did everything correctly. However, my understanding is, she recently lost her husband and children, so now the family apparently is fighting. And when there's money, people are going to fight, and there's a lot of money there. So.
And those probate lawyers will love it because there's $435 million to fight over to pay attorneys with.
I actually thought it was more than that.
Is it really? It may be. Yeah, I could be behind. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. But that's actually what I was going to talk about. And thank you for that.
Yes.
Testimonial. That was wonderful.
Yes.
So what I was going to start off saying today is, if those of us who grew up in the 80s know the line from a Madonna song, we're living in a material world.
That's right.
Well, yes, but I also want to change that a little bit and say we're living in an instantaneous world now. Right now, you're so used to everything happening right away. Like, if we want to watch a movie, we hit the button on Netflix and it pops right up. If we order something on Amazon, it might even come the same day or the next day. Like, everything is instantaneous. However, if you are thinking that not doing your proper estate planning and the experience your loved ones are going to have after your passing is going to be instantaneous, that's probate. If you think that's going to happen overnight, you're sorely mistaken. And it could take anywhere from 9 months to 2 years before those assets pass to your loved ones, and they're going to pay a lot of money. A huge portion of your assets are going to go towards the whole process, including legal fees. So a lot of times people come into the Siegel Law Group to see us. They're coming in because they just experienced the whole situation of dealing with the probate with their family, and now that's their inspiration, their motivation for coming in to see us to make sure that they don't leave that problem, that mess behind for their loved ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'll tell you, you mentioned testimonials. One thing I find a lot with listeners that become clients of you, Barry, and the Siegel Law Group, they recommend friends and other family members to you as well. And that's a great testament. How often do you hear people say positive things about an attorney, right? It doesn't happen very often, does it, Barry? Listen, call the Siegel Law Group and schedule your no-charge in-office consultation, okay? The number is 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, have a great weekend. We'll talk next week.
You too, Brian.
All right, take care. That guy that called from Canada, talking about the states and all that stuff, the reason it's happening, on my YouTube live stream video, the title and everything is about renaming the lake to Lake America, right? So that means that, there's Canadians that are probably watching. Outside of the obviously most people that listen to us are American, but outside of the United States, the country where we have the second most listeners is Canada, because it's English, But I got a listing the other day on my podcast. I'm the 67th most listened to podcast in Argentina. I don't know how that is even possible on Apple Podcasts, And I know, isn't that crazy? You know why? Because they're MAGA down there with the guy down there. I guess I don't know why. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Chris, Chicago.
Hey, Chris. Now I'm glad you called in because I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show at 6, but I want to run this by you, and I want your opinion as an African American. There's a lot of conflict going on. No, you don't have to be prepared. This is right in your wheelhouse. It's something you're concerned about, addressing racial injustice against black people. I'm seeing, with this trade war going on with the United States and Canada, I keep seeing these Canadian officials, prime ministers, premiers, and they're all white, except that one guy who's Sikh. Why are there no African Canadians, Canadians of color, black Canadians in any position of power? I can only conclude that Canada discriminates against black people. Have any thought? Have you noticed they've been all white?
I can't speak on that. But when I have visited Canada, I have been treated very.
Yeah, sure, but I'm looking at all these government officials all over the news this week, and they've all been white.
Well, just like in Trump campaign, how many African Americans do we have?
We've got some Hispanics.
Once again, you don't have any, so there you go.
Oh, we've got Byron Donalds. No, excuse me, there's a difference. Hold on a second. I'm not talking about the cabinet of prime minister. I'm talking about as a whole. Ministers are members of parliament, and they're senior. The parliamentary system works.
How many black people? What's the black demographic in Canada?
Well, based on what I'm seeing on TV, I would have to conclude there are no black people in Canada.
Okay, there you go then.
But that's not true.
How much of percentage of the population do they represent?
In the United States, the black population is between 12 and 14% overall nationwide, and we have black people at all levels of government in our Congress and our Senate.
I can't speak on another country.
Yes. By the way, the President Trump's HUD secretary is black.
Okay, once again, only 13% of
That's one more. That's one more than in Canada's whole government.
Okay, but what's the population over in Canada? Can you explain it to me?
There's a lot. No, there's a lot of black people in Canada. There's a lot of Jamaicans.
I'm telling you right now, when I was over there, I didn't really see any. Okay.
No, you didn't see any. Yeah, because they segregate them.
I visited Canada 3-4 times. I haven't really seen a lot of black
Mm-hmm.
people, but that's not why I called.
I'm sure.
What sanctuary law is being broke? What city? You know what I'm saying? What laws are they breaking?
Well, Los Angeles is a sanctuary city. California is a sanctuary state still. Well, that's illegal. You can't, being in the country illegally is a federal crime, okay? And a city cannot be a sanctuary for federal fugitives. As an example, kidnapping and bank robbery are federal crimes. Chicago can't say, we're a sanctuary city for kidnappers and bank robbers. Come here. You can't do that. It's illegal.
So what is a sanctuary city?
Now you're playing stupid. Come on. You're not. You're a very smart caller.
What law are they breaking?
They are okay. Harboring federal fugitives from justice is a crime. Knowingly doing it. Sure. If your city is a sanctuary city, you are knowingly harboring fugitives from the feds. That's a crime.
Can I say something? You cannot enforce municipal or civil police. Okay, you cannot enforce them to enforce federal law.
Oh, okay. So really, so if I rob a bank, the local police can't stop me. If you rob a bank in Chicago,
they cannot enforce federal law.
If you kidnap someone and bring them from another state to Chicago, the Chicago PD can't arrest you.
They cannot charge you federally.
We're not talking about charging. This is what sanctuary cities like Chicago do. They say this: if you are a federal fugitive of this crime, come to our city and you can live here without any worries. That is called harboring fugitives. Yes, yes, it is.
They do not enforce federal law here in the sanctuary.
Really?
They don't have.
Oh, okay. So, really? So kidnap. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, okay. So bank robbery, Chicago PD don't stop bank robbers. That's a federal crime.
Once again, they cannot enforce federal law.
You can't enforce federal law.
They could charge them with penalties.
I mean, you know, to be a Democrat must give say, okay, so if I go and somebody sells me a gun in a gun store without doing the federal background check, that's a federal crime. You're telling me the Chicago police wouldn't arrest you or detain you? You don't understand what you're saying. That's the problem. You don't understand what you're saying. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. 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 You're very lucky. You're very lucky because I'm behind on the break, so I have to run to get on time. Okay. I apologize, but you must have a headache. And listen, there's obvious discrimination against black people in Canada. We don't see one in a position of power.
Can you find out the percentage of blacks in Canada before
There's
you can have that conversation? You haven't even done your homework.
Okay, hold on. Let me my homework. You're suggesting there are no black people in Canada.
I never suggested that, but you got to understand that there's only 1 or 2%. I doubt it if you will see any of them probably in leadership positions because it's only far few many. Like I said, like here, we only represent 13%.
12 to 14.
Yeah.
Well, blacks. If blacks are only, it's let's see here. There are the 2021 census. I just looked this up. There's 1.55 in Canada. The 2021 census in Canada. There's 1.55 million black people in Canada. 4.3% of the population are black. Well, I haven't seen one black person on Canadian television or in government anywhere in the country all week, and they've been all over television.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not really.
It's fine. You think it's okay for them to discriminate against over 1.5 million black people? Well, if they're not in government, if you don't see any of them in government or on television, there's obviously disenfranchisement. All right, take care. Got to run. We'll take our last break of the second hour, but hey, it's still August, which is National Wellness Month, and of course I'm talking about life imaging. And I want you to really think about this, okay? August is National Wellness Month. You want to have a heart scan each and every year. And a great way to remember and never forget is to go and get that heart scan during National Wellness Month, which means every August you will call pound 250 and say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. That's pound 250, say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. You'll do that every August and make your appointment for your heart scan starting this August at Life Imaging. All right? And when you're over there, make sure you ask about their full body cancer screening and virtual colonography and say goodbye to sedation. Remember, Life Imaging FLA, they have locations in Broward, Dade, and Palm Beach counties, as well as Orlando. So give them a call, pound 250, say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. That's pound 250, say free heart scan, and you will be connected in seconds. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here. The Steve Kane Show.
This is Dr. Phil Appleton. I'm a chiropractic physician. I've seen thousands and thousands of patients in my career. I've been a chiropractic physician here in Pamela Beach for 40 years. We're open 6 days a week. If you have sciatica, you have bursitis, you have tendinitis, you're tired of taking the pills, the drugs, the injections, and you heard that you have to live with it, well, there's a lot of times you don't have to live with it. I've had great success with helping people. My testimonials are marvelous with patients. They love the treatment. There's no injections. There's no medication. There's no surgery. There's none of that. It's strictly either the laser, the acupuncture I do, or shockwave therapy I do. Open 6 days a week. Come in for the free consultation and be willing to look at you and help you.
Take advantage of that no-charge consultation with Dr. Appleton. Remember, appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome even on Saturdays. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonConroe.com. This is Richie the bus driver.
Yeah, this is Richie. Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever.
Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Hi, I'm Sloan Smith. We love our Florida sunshine, but a hot house? Definitely not. At All Year, we offer same-day AC and plumbing service and installation. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Need plumbing help? Yes, all year. We're South Florida's #1 for comfort because our family is serving your family all year. Call us today at 833 all year. That's 833 all year.
Open enrollment may be over, but that doesn't mean your Medicare questions are. If you're turning 65, new to Medicare, moving, or qualifying for a special enrollment period, you may still have options. Don't guess when it comes to your healthcare coverage. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors at 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080. She'll walk you through your Medicare Advantage, your supplements, and your prescription drug plans. Then help you find coverage that fits your needs and your budget. You don't have to figure this out alone. Call Debbie today at 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080. Debbie can help you with your Medicare no matter where you're located in the state of Florida. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. I Will Advisors, helping you make Medicare simple. 954-753-8080.
We take on the social justice warriors.
Same system. The ministers that you see, the minister of this, the minister of that, they're members of parliament that are in the majority party, and then they get this. So we're seeing members of their parliament, including Carney, who's a member of their parliament, and we're seeing these premiers. The premiers are like governors. They're all white. None of them have been black, and it tells you that, you know, liberals, no matter where they are, Canada or America, are racist.
Well, yeah, look at the National Hockey League. Hey, tell me how many black hockey players are from Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
I don't know.
Like 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
No, not for nothing, but it's not a matter of, like, and the sanctuary city, you brought up that sanctuary city stuff. Morally, you got to be an idiot living in Chicago hoping that your local government has sanctuary city. You know why? Because by keeping them, and like in New York, they were putting them in 5-star hotels, and the people in New York and New York City were paying for this. Who do you think pays for these people? Who do you think pays when you can't get into a hospital or
All right.
even a clinic?
All right, Richie. I got to move on, Richie. Good. Yeah, well, or a liberal, which is the same. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Alan. How are you?
All right, Alan. How are you?
Hey, good. I took your advice and watched Corner Gas.
I like Corner Gas. I watch it every night.
Yeah, you mentioned it a couple of months ago.
No black people in that show. The whole town. It's all white. I just gave them. Isn't it true?
I did it in Canada, right?
So what'd you think of Corner Gas? Which episode did you watch?
I like the first couple, 3 seasons.
Yes. The first couple of seasons are really good. Yes.
Yeah, after that, season 4 was a little down. I think they finished well, though.
Yes. It's the Seinfeld of Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, my question to these sanctuary city guys is, okay, fine, federal, local, whatever. What is their solution to? Do they want criminals in their city? So what's the solution then?
Yes, they do. They ship them in. I mean, look, I was talking about, this is one of the things that Spencer Pratt brought up. I've always wondered why there's homeless people wherever liberals run, like in Fort Lauderdale. Let me tell you, you go to Fort Lauderdale, the city of Fort Lauderdale, it's homeless are like half the population. And Spencer Pratt exposed it. They make money off of it with their NGOs, non-governmental organizations. They ship them in, they get their Medicaid, and they get the money. It's a nationwide operation. Same things with the illegals. You know, the illegals. The reason they want illegals and their children here, they get money for them in the school system, everything. There's all kinds of money they're stealing all over the place.
What about the average citizen, though? What is their solution to it?
They don't care. You're just hearing people suffering from Trump derangement syndrome today. That's all.
And by the way, I disagree again with Steve pressuring you to gamble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I agree that Steve should not. I agree with you. He shouldn't be pressuring you. But I do disagree with you on the flop cameras because I'm old enough. You may not be. I'm old enough to remember COVID.
You don't think I'm old enough to remember 6 years ago? How old do you think I am? 8? Hey, listen, I got to run for the break, but I appreciate the call. Jeez. How old do you think I am? Oh my goodness. I want to talk about Coastal Weight Loss Secret, the home of the metabolic reset. You know, I had wondered for a while why I have not gained any of the weight back. Because, you know, I still don't exercise. I eat what I want to eat, including candy and things. And I've been wondering, why have I not gained the weight back? And then I learned from Dr. Zuckerman over at Coastal Weight Loss Secret is that he reset my metabolism. And and you know, Dr. Zuckerman at Coastal Weight Loss Secret, they've had thousands of people just like me lose weight and keep it off with success. And over thousands and thousands of patients and many years of experience, Coastal Weight Loss Secret has developed the metabolic reset. And I'm here to tell you, it works. It blows my mind. I mean, you guys, you see me on YouTube. I mean, I have lost so much weight. I've kept it off, and I feel good. I feel good. You have more energy. You know, this hot summer we've had, over 100 degrees heat index, losing the weight and being thinner, you handle the heat a lot better. I learned that, that's for sure. Listen, call Coastal Weight Loss Secret and schedule your no-charge consultation. Remember, virtual appointments are available, so no matter where you are, even if you're local and you can't make it in person, you can do it over a Zoom call, a video call. Give them a call, 561-359-3418. 561-359-3418. That's 561-359-3418. And online, coastalweightlossSecret.com. All right, we'll take our break for the top of the hour, come back with more and your calls. 888-465-2631 is our number. It's toll free. And those of you who want to hold standby, back to the calls after our top of the hour break.
WDJA AM Delray Beach, also heard in St. Lucie County on 1590 WPSL Port St. Lucie and in Martin County on 450 to you, Stewart. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel. From the Code Red Roofers Weather Center, Code Red Roofers, roofers who respond. Call 844-4-CODE-RED. CodeRedRoofers.com. Here's your oldies forecast.
Skies will be partly cloudy today, a high temperature of 91 degrees, a slight chance of rain, an overnight low of 80. For the weekend, skies will be cloudy with a high of 88 both days, a 50% chance of rain Saturday, 70% on Sunday.
Weather brought to you by Code Red Roofers, roofers who respond. Serving South Florida for over 20 years, promoting integrity over profitability, and focused on doing right over being right. Protect your home or office today with Code Red Roofers. Call 844-4-CODE-RED. CodeRedRoofers.com. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Kennel Club.
I-95 northbound, stop and go, Lantana Road to 10th Avenue North. Turnpike southbound, south of Lake Woods Road to
MAGA's married to the cousins. The Democrats, the guy that the Democrats have running in Maine for Senate, he's married to his cousin. And he's running. He's the Democrat nominee for Senate in Maine. Yeah, Carol, you got cut off. You know, you don't talk that way, all right? You don't talk that way.
easier system using R454B refrigerant for just $59.99. And it gets even better. Enjoy zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for 18 months. Every new system comes with a 5-year all-inclusive service plan, including annual system maintenance, filter replacements, and refrigerant. So there are no annual maintenance costs. Call 561-217-COOL and learn about their special pricing on all 2, 3, 4, and 5-ton system upgrades. Whether your system is outdated or your AC finally called it quits, Sloman's has a solution that works, a payment plan that actually makes sense, and a service plan that redefines peace of mind. Call 561-217-COOL. That's 561-217-COOL. Or visit ac.slomans.com to schedule your installation. Restrictions apply. Financing with approved credit. FL number CAC 1825050.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All righty. The 8 o'clock hour has begun, and it is on every Friday on the program. It is open phones on Fridays. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. On Friday, you can call in about any and everything on your mind. Monday through Thursday, you got to call in about what we're talking about. But on Fridays, Open MAGA Mike Friday, the show prep is up to you guys. All right, the number is 888-465-2631. There are 2 openings on the board. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Carlos, Florida.
Hey, Carlos, what's up?
Hey, Trump did it right again because that lake is surrounded by 2 North Americans. He called it the Lake of America. He didn't call it the Lake of the...
It's Lake America. Lake America, yes.
Lake America, right, because it's surrounded by 2 North American countries. Like the Gulf of America was surrounded by 3 North American countries. Now, I have a problem. The Hispanics are like 30% of the population close to it. That's more than the African Americans. How come every time I turn on the TV, 90% of the commercials are blacks?
I don't know.
Black person in it.
I don't know. What are you watching? What are you watching?
Anything. I watch any commercial.
I don't know. I have no answers. I have no answer to that.
How come there's no Hispanics?
It's called DEI, is what it is. All right, appreciate the call. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brother Brian, good morning.
Hey, IB.
Three quick things. Since you brought up corner gas again, I took your advice a couple months back.
It's a good show.
She came from New York. When she moved from New York, did she open up the coffee shop?
No, she came from Toronto. Toronto.
Yes, I'm sorry, Toronto. It's Canadian. And they opened up the coffee shop, and the 2 cops were going back and forth about the bill.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing is Gulf of America and Lake America. It's in our territory in our Western Hemisphere, and we're tired of Democrats stealing anything that they can get their hands on. And that's
Well, you know what it is, IB. It's so interesting. You know what the last caller said, Carlos, is so true, right? With the Gulf of America, President Trump didn't rename it the Gulf of the United States, the Gulf of America. We're in the Lake America, not Lake United States. And look at how triggered liberals are. They complain, why is Trump putting his name on something? They get triggered when he puts the name of the country on something. I mean, you know what I mean? Why would that trigger them? If he named it Lake Trump or Gulf of Trump, okay, I could see them having a beef. But, naming it after our country, why does that trigger the liberals? They hate the country that much?
Well, you got to remember they're always going to be official, and that's who they are. They're not looking at anything prosperity and how to build a country, how to help people move forward in life.
Now, have you noticed though? Now that I've pointed this out, everyone listening to this program is going to notice this. Why are there no black Canadians in positions of power or authority during all of this conflict? I mean, we're seeing some of the people we're seeing from Canada are very low-level government officials, mayors even, right? And they're all white except that Sikh guy, which doesn't count. Okay, that's not black. Sikh is not black. And I want you to talk. I want people to notice this so you can see which country is just and which country is not. And the Democrats, look who they've picked. Look who they've picked to ally themselves with. A country that discriminates against African Canadians.
And
Angie Nixon. No, Angie Nixon's running for Senate.
Senate, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's running against Moody.
Right. Yeah. When I was in Canada, I didn't see any black people anywhere I went, not even in the mall. This was in the 90s. It's a long time ago, but I didn't really see much there. And
Yeah.
not that,
They
point out that there is none of them in Parliament. That's very I mean, that's astute of you to see when you bring that up. I don't know what Trump's going to do with Canada, but they need to get bent over, like when he spanked the kid for doing wrong. Trump has to have something up his sleeve to put them in their place, and maybe these little baby steps, like renaming it Lake America, maybe these little baby steps, maybe trying to get them to.
I mean, when he puts his name on the Kennedy Center, which I have no problem with, but the liberals, at least they got something to say about it. But how can you disagree with naming something after our country? The only way, the only type of person. Are we having a conversation, or are you just talking at me? Because every time I bring something, you just go on to something else. All right, I appreciate the call. No, have you noticed every time I say something, he just doesn't even acknowledge it? I'm trying to be nice to IB because I'm usually short with him. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, Brian, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Hey,
What's your name? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
my name is Rick. I'm calling from Michigan.
All right, Michigan.
I think everybody's missing the big picture here with Donald Trump renaming these lakes. Number two, I don't know how far down the rabbit hole you are, but you always said water. Remember?
No, I've never heard that before. Watch the water.
Yeah. Remember watching Hunter Biden's back with all the fingers, all the little lakes on the back?
No.
Tattoos of all the lakes on the back of his back.
There's something about there was something about the back tattoo of Hunter. I can't remember what it was.
And he's got all these lakes.
Really?
They all end up going into Lake Ontario. And I think it has to do a lot with the child trafficking.
He has a map. He has a sex crimes map tattooed to his back.
Yeah, all like fingers, lakes.
Why would you do something like? Why would somebody would do that?
Democrats are sick. Who knows?
Well, what good? But here's the question: how would the map help Hunter? He can't see it. It's on his back.
I don't know why he can't see it. I mean, maybe he likes to see himself in the mirror.
But then the map would be backwards. All right, I appreciate the call. I mean, oh my goodness. We've been doing so well on the phones today, and then phew, after the top of the hour, we've gone down the tubes. Couple things, and this is important stuff. Okay, I mentioned this at the top of the show right after 6 o'clock. Vladimir Putin said yesterday that the Ukraine war is coming to an end. And that's not going to get a lot of coverage in the news, okay? That's a pretty big deal. And what started this whole conversation we're having today, I just want to get back on the seriousness of what's going on, because there is something very serious going on here. Putin said the war in Ukraine will be ending soon. I wonder if that CIA Radcliffe trip to Moscow a couple days ago there's a connection there. Could be a very unusual thing for us to know about such a visit. That's one. War in Ukraine, Putin says, is going to be over soon, and he's been the holdup to the whole thing. The Iran war is over. The Strait of Hormuz is now open, and it's been open. The Iranians are not getting a single barrel of oil through it because of this economic D-Day that President Trump put in place. And we've gotten over 700 million barrels, and more is going through every day as the ship owners feel more confident sending their ships through. All the mines have been cleared. There are no longer any mines in the Strait of Hormuz, completely cleared. And while the president renamed Lake Ontario Lake America, he also declared in a post on Truth Social yesterday that the Strait of Hormuz is U.S. territory. So the Ukraine war is about over, according to Putin. The Iran war, this latest combat operation, is over. The Strait of Hormuz is open. So those are the things that the Democrats thought they would have 2.5 months away from the midterm elections to use against Trump. Boom, it's all over. And that means, with the Strait of Hormuz open up and all the mines gone, the gas is going to be dropping. So they've created this fake trade war with Canada. That's what inspired all this. And I had this story yesterday, and this is important, and no one's reporting this, which tells you how serious of a thing it is. We're not supposed to know about this. The Prime Minister of Canada created a new position. It's the equivalent to the White House Chief of Staff. And he filled a position with an American woman who worked on Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden's presidential campaigns. So obviously the Democrats are breaking the law doing this. This is Hatch Act, and it certainly is insurrectionist behavior as well, because they're interfering with government business of the presidency. But the Democrats are working directly with the Canadian government and have caused this wag the dog fake trade war. And that's what began all this discussion today. All right, we'll take our first break of the 8 o'clock hour, and I want to talk about Friendly Tire in Margate. My father-in-law just went over there for tires the other day. Everyone in my family is on the road with Friendly tires on their vehicle. You can get new tires at Friendly Tire for as low as $75 a tire. And that's out the door and on the road. Because remember, Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire, mount the tire, or dispose of your old tires. And he has to pay per tire a guy to take the old tires away. All right? And he doesn't charge you for any of that. So when you call Friendly Tire, the price he gives you over the phone is out the door and on the road, as low as $75 on brand new tires. Okay? He has thousands of good used tires in stock, as low as $35 a tire. That's out the door and on the road as well. He also does tire repairs. He can get all the name brands you know and love. If you have run flats like I do, great deals on run flats. No matter what type of vehicle you have, whether it's a sports car. I run into listeners over there that have Porsches, Porsche Cayennes, Vets, industrial vehicles, everything you can imagine. Okay, everyone goes to Friendly Tire. Give him a call. He'll give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. That's 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
This is Brian Craig, and I'm living without pain thanks to my chiropractor, Dr. Philip Appleton, and his laser away pain treatment. After just 2 treatments, Dr. Appleton rid me of years of suffering from knee pain after an accident. And after only 1 treatment, my arthritis pain was gone. Dr. Appleton is a chiropractic physician. With the laser away pain treatment, there's no surgery, no medication, no downtime, and it's completely painless. Call Dr. Appleton right now, 954-973-0710, and say bye-bye to your pain.
Jupiter Joe here. Isn't it time to protect your money in this crazy market? Well, we can make sure you don't lose any more money by taking advantage of our 15% bonus annuity. That's right, get up to 15% on your money day 1 and keep what you earn. Give me a call and see how this works. Call 561-743-0999 or go to jupiterjoe.com. That's 15% guaranteed, risk-free on your money. Call 561-743-0999 or go to jupiterjoe.com.
Get the roof you need. And now, get the gutters free. Your roof protects your home. Your gutters protect what's underneath. And Code Red Roofers got you covered. From now until the end of September, get free seamless gutters with your new roof. 1 contractor, 1 installation, complete protection. Call 844-4-CODE-RED or visit CodeRedRoofers.com to schedule your free estimate. Offer applies to qualifying full re-roofs. Restrictions apply. Licensed Florida Roofing Contractor, CCC 1326574.
Extraordinary senior living. That's what you'll find.
Brian was the kid that was locked into lockers. The lockers in my high school were this big. All right, how'd you get? Couldn't fit inside one of those. I have no bald spots. None. None. These people. Oh my goodness. Pathetic.
When it comes to heart disease and cancers, early detection can save your life. I want to tell you about Life Imaging FLA, where you can set up a free heart scan with a few minimum requirements, valued at $699. Many studies show that looking inside of your body with CT scans can significantly reduce cancer death. The scan was easy too. I didn't have to get undressed. I didn't have to put on a gown. I just wore the clothes I walked into the office with. And now I have peace of mind. I'm not worried about a heart attack anymore. My wife, my daughter, they're not worried. And I want to thank Life Imaging FLA for letting me know that I am healthy and my heart is healthy. Call Life Imaging FLA for your free heart scan right now with just a few minimum requirements, valued at $699. For your cell, call pound 250 and say free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian, Steve Kane Show. Our number, 888-465-2631. Did any of you see Bovino, not Bongino, Bovino, the guy that was in charge of the ICE operation? Did you see him on Tucker Carlson yesterday? Greg Bovino? This guy, you know, Tucker Carlson, it's a funny thing. He's putting together a coalition of losers is what he's doing. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Joe Kent, you know, Massey, and now he's got Bovino. He's putting together a coalition of very, very bad people. So Bovino is saying that, well, let me just play this for you, then we'll talk about it, okay? As opposed to me telling you, why don't I just play it? Ooh, I heard the music was still in my ear. Okay, that's okay. I put up the wrong pot. This is Greg Bovino on with Tucker yesterday. And, you know, Bovino was a bit of a disaster. I mean, you know, he was a big showman when he was heading up these ICE raids. And he wanted to be on television. So he would alert people where they were going to be, and that's why things fell apart in Minnesota, was because of Bovino wanting to be a TV star. And so anyway, that's why he got fired. And so here he is with Tucker yesterday. So, but self-important there, Bovino? So he's saying that President Trump wants him dead? Let me tell you, being part of this Tucker Carlson coalition, you know, you're dead to the world. Nobody will know about you. It won't be long. You'll see Bovino down in Costa Rica at Marjorie Taylor Greene's beach resort with Massey and Tucker. I mean, give me a break. Now, this other clip. Do you remember, you know, Kathy Griffin in President Trump's first term, and it's hard to believe that it has been 9 years since this happened, but it's been 9 years since Kathy Griffin held up that the head of Donald Trump, and remember, covered in blood. Remember that? It looked like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and she held up a beheaded Trump, and she posed for a professional photo with some big Hollywood photographer for that. Remember that? And she was totally, I mean, that was really bad what she did. And it's been 9 years. I can't believe it. It was 2017. And Kathy Griffin, she gave an interview and talked about why she took this photograph of a decapitated President Trump. All right, listen. Okay, yeah, well, I haven't seen anybody hold up a beheaded president who was a sitting president either, but she said that she thought everybody would be on her side with that. He had just won a national election. you know. And I will say this: I used to watch her reality show before all this stuff happened, and she used to film it in her house. She's in the same house. She hasn't lost her house. She's lost her career, but she's maintained her house out in Hollywood. I don't know how she's done it. But she thought everybody would agree with her with that photograph. He had just won the presidential election when she did that. Why would she think the whole country would think that when they just elected him? And the reason is because she surrounds herself with liberals, and that's how they all feel. When they're together, they speak honestly with one another. Talk about misreading the room, Kathy Griffin. I almost feel bad for her. So these midterms are going to be some of the most brutal midterms that the Democrats have ever faced in a midterm election. Okay, with the other party in charge, and you know, as you follow this, there still has not been a. I haven't heard in months. We're 60-some days away from the midterm election. I haven't heard anyone say in months the party in power historically loses the midterms, right? I haven't heard that anywhere in months. Now, we still have to have a massive turnout. We have to swamp them at the polls and all of that, okay? But I am going to give some campaign advice to Byron Donalds, all right? Now this is, and I am supporting Byron Donalds. I am voting for Byron Donalds. I am advocating for Byron Donalds and all of that, okay? I'm very excited about Byron Donalds. He's very good. But here's my advice, okay? Do not make appearances with your running mate for lieutenant governor. They did a thing in Boca yesterday. Was it yesterday? Where he tried to pull a Trump where they went to a local restaurant in Boca, Byron Donalds and Brian. You know, there's two mistakes that Byron Donalds has made with his running mate's very good, I'm sure. His parents escaped communism from Cuba and were fighting communism, right, with these Democrat socialists. So that's good. But he's made two mistakes with his running mate for lieutenant governor. He's Byron and his running mate is Brian. And by the way, the Brian, he spells it wrong. He spells it B-R-Y-A-N. So you got Byron and Brian, which is hard for even me to say, and that's my name, Brian, right? You've got Byron and Brian, and I do think Byron, I could be wrong about this. I don't know. I'm not good with my foreign languages, but Byron is African-American for Brian. I think it's the same name, just an African. But the names are too close, but that's not the big problem. And I noticed this when the lieutenant governor, Brian, whatever his name is, made his speech. And then I saw them at the restaurant in Boca, and it's worse than I thought. The lieutenant governor candidate, Brian, I cannot remember his last name, he's a normal-sized guy. Byron Donalds is like a linebacker. He's like 6'8" or something. And his running mate next to him looks like a jockey. And and when I saw them at the restaurant, they went into the kitchen and they had all the restaurant stuff on, and he looks like, you know, he looks like he looks like a child next to Byron Donalds, and the height difference, it's bad news when they're together. It's not good. It's not good, and it's just for television. You know, and when he was giving his speech, our lieutenant governor, who I'm going to vote for, him. I think Byron's awesome. I don't know how this came to be, but, you know, when you see him speaking, you can't even see Byron Donalds' face because he's so tall, he's out of frame. I don't even think you see his shoulders. He's a big guy, Byron Donalds. I was in the room with him at a thing here in Palm Beach a couple years ago, and he's a giant. Okay, he's a giant, but you've got to find a candidate as your running mate that is closer in height, and it looks really. It's going to be I know that seems petty, but you'll notice it now that I've told. If you haven't noticed it already, it was a bit of a mistake. Having the same name almost, and then the height difference. It just doesn't. They should not be doing appearances together, right? You know what I mean? It's not that he shouldn't have picked him, but they just shouldn't be doing appearances together. And I saw them at that restaurant. They were at a deli or something in Boca, and I wish I'd have known about it in advance. I would have gone over there, but I didn't know until it was over. But they're walking into the kitchen. Byron is in front, and it looks like he's got one of his kids behind him. That's like 12. It just is not a good look. So don't do appearances together. Okay, don't do appearances together unless you have to, and then get a box. You know, you'd be surprised if you ever go to any of these events where the media are. You know, you only see them, you know, the talking heads. Most of them are standing on boxes. You just don't see it on television. Anyway, there's worse problems to have, but that's just one that I noticed. All right, then let's see here. We're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. Oh, I want to talk about Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. Now listen, Dr. Gupta has been with us here on the Steve Kane Show for many, many, many years. And, you know, you hear advertisements on all kinds of radio stations around town for dentistry, and they talk about sedation dentistry. And I get it, you know, people don't like pain, but everyone, any dentist you go to, people don't avoid going to the dentist because of the pain of the dental work, right? They're going to give you something for that. The number one reason that people avoid going to the dentist is not the pain from the dental work. That just comes with it. The pain that's worse than the dental work is the pain of the price. And at Dr. Gupta, who does incredible work, he's been with us here on the program for many, many years. He's an old-fashioned dentist with an old-fashioned dental practice, and he has old-fashioned prices that are very family-friendly prices, okay? And whatever dental work you or your family need, give him a call. His prices are very family-friendly. Call Dr. Gupta, 954-922-4633, 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. We've got more to cover. We'll be back right after this.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Skies will be partly cloudy today, a high temperature of 90.
Hey, what's going on?
Slight chance of rain, an overnight low of 80.
Was there anything in particular you wanted to cover?
I just want to talk about interest rates.
Okay.
What's happening?
Okay.
Because we got some really good rates, man.
Okay.
Oh, it's for me? Oh, thank you.
Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyourcooling.com to schedule your service today.
Good. How you been?
Your family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
I-95 northbound north of Indiantown Road. Watch for a broken turnpike.
That cup doesn't spill. The top's open. If it's not open, it doesn't spill. That's why I done it, but that's why I have it so far away from the board. You can see how it happened.
Yeah, well, you know, you're dangerous right now, brother. I gotta look out for my own good. You're gonna kill yourself. I'm pushing it. Good replay.
I dropped a lot of things when I was a kid, so it's like embedded in my memory.
Sunday, don't miss South Florida's premier sports card and memorabilia show featuring top vendors, James Spence Authentication on site, free parking and free admission, great food, drinks, and sports TVs. All the details are at pbkennelclub.com.
On the line is Jamie Leeback from Swift Tax. You know, Jamie, a lot of people missed the tax deadline on April 15th.
He's nervous.
Not only is it not too late for them to file, but
So did you want to work on those things today, or did you talk to them and okay, just write them? Or did you want to? Okay.
We can write them too. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought it'd just be. I would get some ideas.
Okay. Whatever you want to do is fine with me.
Definitely.
There's a good chance there is a substantial amount of money left on the table for you. Again, this is your money. You worked hard for it. Give me a call anytime. Jamie Leeback, Swift Tax.
yeah, and remember, Jamie Leeback can help you with your taxes no matter where you are located in the United States. Give them a call right now, 954-773-1587. 954-773-1587.
Hi, it's Dr. Philip Appleton. You've been hearing my commercials about bye-bye pain, my laser weight treatment, but today's commercial and today's spot is going to be on LaPorta Roofing. What an experience I've had with them.
Have a good day?
Good. Yeah. A lot of lunatics calling today. Oh my gosh.
I was watching you
On YouTube?
7:15.
Do you watch on the wide one, the wide screen? That's when you want to watch.
Yeah, I don't watch the
No. That's all. That's a whole other platform
Yeah.
that they have. Yeah.
I didn't realize that until I
Yeah.
started watching you.
Yeah.
I was going to the first one, going, oh, he's live.
Yeah.
And then by mistake, I clicked on one, and I go,
Yeah.
wait a minute, he's full.
Yeah.
Especially on the TV.
Yeah.
So.
He covers both the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between.
We've been busy, man.
Oh, that's good.
You know, one thing after another. It's always something.
Yeah.
Not just business. You know, life goes.
Life.
Life, man, never stops. My wife goes to physical therapy, twice a week. So I'm driving her. Because she can't drive anymore.
Yeah.
So she's getting this.
Is it in Miami?
No, luckily it's right.
Oh, good.
On the other side of that building.
Oh.
Yeah. But I gotta drive from Jupiter to BJ and then over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping she gets better. We'll see.
Nah, it's tough.
You know, you've been through it, man.
Oh yeah.
It's not easy. Somebody was just talking about several people about the cruise.
Oh yeah.
How wonderful was it?
Oh yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
No, it's a good time.
I
Oh.
don't go anywhere anymore.
Yeah, that's my annual vacation.
That's cool. How long is it?
It's a week.
One's hell week. That's good.
Yeah. You got to go a week. The first one we did, I wasn't sure about. We did a 4-day, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
not long
what I'm
enough.
saying, yeah. Not long enough.
By the time you are unpacked, you know your way around the ship. You're coming back. The week goes by real quick. All right, we're back, and Joe Thomas is here. And I had asked, if you had anything you wanted to talk about involved, and you said interest rates. And when I think of annuities, I don't think of interest rates. What do interest rates have to do with annuities?
Well, interest rates are the whole backbone of annuities. So when you hear
Yeah.
that the Federal Reserve has interest rates, 30-year rates that are 5 point
Yep.
something, that means our interest rates are going up.
Oh, I
not
see.
down. So what I wanted to come on today and talk about was interest rates for a reason, because banks have low interest rates. They're going to pay you 3.5%. We're now paying 6%, Brian.
Really?
6 to 6.25% fixed.
Wow.
You can get it for 3 years fixed, 5 years fixed. It just depends.
That's amazing.
But your bank's not doing you any favors giving you 3%. Well, people say, well, it's liquidity. Well, you still have to keep the money there for 6 months, and most people don't need that money. So think about going 3 years or 5 years and get a 6% rate.
Well, you know what? When you hear people talk about that they have income from interest, they're not talking about a savings account. They're talking about an annuity.
We're talking about annuities, yeah. Or bonds. Now, bonds
Yeah.
are going up too. Bonds are hedging up. So some people that are conservative investors, they don't want to lose their money. They're in bonds or in government bonds.
Yeah.
They may be in corporate bonds. Now, they have some risk. But annuities don't have any risk except for if the company goes out. And the companies do not go out of business.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody's been in business 100 years, depending on what company we put you in.
So what are the interest rates right now?
We can get you a 3-year fixed at about 5.75%.
Pretty good to me.
5.75. If you go to the bank, that's like 3%.
Yeah, and there's no risk.
Right. I just had a client. The reason I brought this up, I just had a client call from the station yesterday. He says, "Look, Joe, I'm looking for income. I'm getting 3.5%. What can you do?
Mhm.
6%.
Yeah.
And he's got a direct. So on $100,000, he's making $6,000 a year. That's $500 a month for nothing.
And when that money comes in for people, I mean, everybody needs money for something, but that could cover your property tax bill, your homeowner's insurance, your assessment for your HOA. I mean, it's money that comes in handy.
Well, we call it dead money. It's dead money sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah.
There are people. Look, we're talking about 3.5%. A lot of people leave their money in a savings account, checking
Yeah.
account, getting 0.10.
Yeah.
It's not 1%. That's a tenth of 1%.
And they're nibbling at it all the
And
time
you're
too.
Right. And so consider yourself lucky if you can move your money now and get 6% of your money. I mean, I can't emphasize how much that is.
It is a lot. I mean, if you think about it, because there's zero risk. I mean, if you're invested into anything, to have that kind of return with zero risk is unheard of.
Well, if you go in the market, like you say, what if you did in the market? There's nothing wrong going in the market with some
Yeah.
of your money, as long as you know the risk level.
Yeah.
Let's say everything does work out. Maybe you'll get 8%.
Mhm.
Why not get 6 with zero risk?
With zero risk.
And
Now,
every month, guaranteed.
now with that money, because not everybody takes the income. Like we talk about how you get the monthly check every
Yes.
month, but a lot of people they roll it back in.
They grow it. And get this, it's tax deferred. So you don't pay tax until you take it.
Well, that's pretty good to me.
Where a savings account, a checking account, a money market, you're going to get a 1099 at the end of the year,
Mhm.
whether you use that money or not.
That's right.
So let your money build, you have more interest on your interest.
And the same goes, by the way, for the 1099s you get on your crypto from your crypto wallets and everything else. All you guys that are into crypto, which I think is just insane to me, but I like things that are like real. But that's amazing. So tax deferred.
Yeah.
Anything that's tax deferred is good.
I just want people to understand that there's a reason that we're paying more. We're predicated upon interest rates. So the higher interest rates go, it's a good thing for our clients.
Well, listen, call Joe Thomas, and listen. What I've learned from you, Joe, is a lot. But one of the things is, I tell you often I didn't understand annuities, but I thought there was like an annuity. I didn't realize there's so many different types of annuities. So when you call Joe Thomas, tell him what your situation is, but also what your goal is, what you want, because I don't know how many different types of annuities there are, but there seem to be so many of them for different types of people and different goals.
That's exactly right. We fit the annuity to your needs and
Yeah.
your goals.
It's not a one shoe, one size fits all thing.
Correct.
It really blows my mind. Listen, give Joe Thomas a call. Schedule your no charge consultation. It's 561-743-0999. Now remember, if you're local and you want to meet in his office, please do that. But if you're not in the Jupiter area and you're out of town, you can do the appointment over the phone or a Zoom call, and Joe put together a custom proposal for you based on the conversation that you have. Okay, 561-743-0999, 561-743-0999, and online, jupiterjoe.com. All right, Joe, we'll see you next time. All right. It's the final stretch, and it is Open MAGA Mike Friday. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on Friday's show. The number is 888-465-2631. Okay, now I wanted a couple other sound bites I went to the trouble of getting, so I want to share them. Just to, as we're 60-some days away from the midterm elections, we got to understand where the Democrats are coming from. This is a Democrat candidate for the Senate in New Hampshire, okay? And she's talking about ICE and the Lincoln-Riley Act. Listen to this. You got to really understand what these Democrats are all about. Well, if I were in New Hampshire, I'd be voting for your opponent. Lincoln Riley was murdered by an illegal who snatched her because he was planning on raping her. Now, he didn't rape her because she fought to her death to stop him from doing it. He was going to rape and kill her. He killed her. And, you really got to ask yourself, where are the Democrats in their mind at where they're openly in a campaign stop, at a campaign speech with a microphone in their hand, defending an attempted rapist and murderer? We're in a whole different place now. I remember during the Monica Lewinsky scandal with Bill Clinton and Paula Jones and all that, during Bill Clinton, that was the end of the feminist movement, because all of the women's rights organizations, like the National Organization for Women, NOW, and others, were defending Bill Clinton and attacking the women who were saying, hey, he raped me. And it was nuts. I couldn't believe they were doing it. And here we are these years later. The only advocates that women have to protect them today, it's not the Democrats, it's Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. The Democrat Party has abandoned women. That's it. And part of their platform is defending rapist murderers like the killer of Lincoln Riley. And they're not even embarrassed by it. They feel that they're like morally superior, advocating for the rights of rapist murderers to rape and kill. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Oh, hey, Brian. What's up?
Brian, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
The biggest plungers, I think the king of all of them got to be Tucker Carlson. I don't know what happened to this guy or what his thought process is, but this guy, the lofty purchase he had in the Republican Party, the Fox, this guy just, I don't know, he just went off the deep end. I mean, in a big way.
Well, what I stick by my story. I think he's a deep state CIA guy. I think he always has been, like his dad.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, have any of you? I've been telling you guys, don't do this till I'm off the air. Don't do anything until after I sign off. But go online and look for the Brian Lamb. Brian Lamb's the founder of C-SPAN. Okay, look for the Brian Lamb C-SPAN interview with Tucker Carlson's dad. And that interview was done before it was known he was a CIA guy, a lifetime CIA guy. And knowing that, and you listen to what he was doing and the manipulations he was involved in, and it's Tucker Carlson's life. He's living the life of his father. He's followed in his father's footsteps. It's what it is. He's a deep state guy. Now, that doesn't mean he's working for John Radcliffe. He's in a rogue. He's in a rogue element of it right now, but he's a deep state guy.
Well, didn't you mention that John Radcliffe, when he made the trip over to C-SPAN,
That had something to do with this announcement yesterday. Well, if you look through the history of the CIA, okay, the CIA, they're about causing divisions between people and groups and impacting elections. That's like their primary thing that they do, and that's what Tucker's doing. He's putting together. What Tucker is doing is putting a coalition of MAGA rejects, Bovino, right, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and people like this, to start some movement that nobody cares about that'll go around and attract a certain element to take votes away from us on elections around the country. That's what the whole purpose is. And to get a narrative going.
Yeah. But does he really think he's going to inject life into this Democratic Party, which is so far gone?
No, not the Democrat, to stop Trump and the MAGA movement. Because I give you, if you remember when Trump ran was it the first time or 2020? I can't remember which election this was. If it was President Trump's first run or his second run, Mitt Romney put up a candidate, a fake Republican, third-party guy that was only on the ballot like in 35 states or something, or maybe even less. And it was to affect the outcome in those particular states to try to cost the electoral vote for President Trump. This is what they do.
Well, Mitt Romney, there's another guy, I mean, you wonder some of these guys are, what they're thinking, what type of characters they have. I don't know. But this don't think of Tucker Carlson. It's really, well, a career into this thing, let's say the least. He's going to try and get a little traction here, but these guys, this crowd, who he's collecting with them, Kathy, I don't see any big impetus to that.
Well, because they're kind of like B-level celebrities.
Yeah.
And they will attract people if they do events and give speeches.
Wow. Well, I think Trump's on a roll now.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant maneuvers. Something's always gone behind the scenes. Things get a little bit quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Make you move, and then you see them.
That's right.
Say, oh wow, look at this.
That's right. That's right. Well, listen, I got to run, but I appreciate the call. If you're on hold, stand by. I want to talk about Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton, I've got one thing. My wife, I find myself doing things. Any of you guys get a honey-do list? You're not married yet. One day, Mike, when you're married, you'll get that honey-do list. And my wife, she put something at the top of my honey-do list for the weekend that I would not have been able to do if it were not for Dr. Philip Appleton and his robotic laser wave pain treatment. I'm removing some of the hedges from the front of the house tomorrow, and or Sunday. I'll probably put it off till Sunday. but I got to do it by the end of the weekend. It's on the list. And I'm going to have to get the shovel out and do everything else and pull the roots out and everything else. I would not have been able to do that before. You know, it really is amazing what you're able to do when you're not in pain anymore. And the reason I wouldn't have been able to do it is because my shoulders. My arms were useless. I couldn't do something like that. I couldn't pick something up heavy. I couldn't dig trees and bushes out of the ground and rip the roots up. I would be in too much pain and wouldn't have the strength to do it. But I could do it now, and you can too. You know, with Dr. Philip Appleton, appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome, even on Saturdays, which is tomorrow, and the consultation is free. Give Dr. Appleton a call and say bye-bye to your pain, like I've done 7 times. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710, 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth.
No Youngerman? Let's see if he'll call me. There he is. Hi, it's Brian. I'm gonna. We're in break, but I'll put you on hold. We'll be with you shortly. Okay, you there? Okay. Hey there. It's Brian. We're in our break. We just went to break. We'll be back shortly. Okay, hold on.
Company maritime clients to improve skills and organizational performance using knowledge, standards of training, certification and watchkeeping, STCW, International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, SOLAS, and U.S. Coast Guard Navigation, CFR, and Vessel Inspection Certification, VIC. Supervise 9 individuals. Bachelor's plus experience. Serve as head instructor of maritime safety. Training in accordance with STCW regulations and U.S. Coast Guard Navigation, CFR. Unlimited captain's license required. Travel 20% to client sites outside the U.S. Resume, Darby Kohler. Ask Safety Inc. 8580 North Atlantic Avenue, Cape Canaveral, Florida 32920. Coordinator at ask-safety.com.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious. Crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade. Nothing comes out of the can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
It's Brian. Have you ever noticed that every morning I'm alert, wide awake, and well rested? That's thanks to Mike Lindell's My Pillow. With the My Pillow, I sleep comfortably and deeply each and every night. And right now, you can get the My Pillow for just $19.98 with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, at mypillow.com. That's just $19.98, and you'll get the best night's sleep you've ever gotten. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout at mypillow.com. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879.
Everywhere you look, someone is talking about losing weight. But what if weight isn't actually the problem? What if it's your metabolism? Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Zuckerman with Coastal Weight Loss Secret, the home of the metabolic reset. When your metabolism isn't working efficiently, losing weight becomes harder than it should be. That's why we don't simply focus on the number on the scale, we focus on helping improve metabolic health naturally. Our doctor-developed metabolic reset does help thousands of people improve their metabolism, while many lose 10 to 20% of their body weight in about 60 days.
Hey, it's Brian Craig. Dr. Zuckerman's Metabolic Reset has changed my life. I lost the weight, and I'm keeping it off. And it wasn't difficult either. There's no exercise plan, no prepackaged meals, and no risky injections. I'm feeling like I did in my 20s thanks to Dr. Zuckerman and his Metabolic Reset.
Maybe your metabolism isn't broken. Maybe it just needs a reset. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 561-359-3418 or at coastalweightlosssecret.com. That's coastalweightlosssecret.com, the home of the metabolic reset.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca with our final gold, silver, and precious metals report of the week. William Youngerman, how are the metals ending the week?
Metals are ending pretty strong for the most part. With breakout in silver and platinum and palladium coming up, doing some catch-up after gold's a very nice run over the last month or so. Gold had a run from a low of 3,900 to over 4,600, and the metals, the silver and others, kind of held back a little bit. I think they're doing a little catch-up today. Yesterday we saw gold close up $7.70 at $4,600.
on the free white metals continues today. Gold down $6.60 right now at $45.94. But silver breaking through the $70 barrier that we've seen lately and got up to $71.07 on the high so far this morning. Right now we're at $70.40 the ounce. That's up $1.26. Platinum up $36 right now at $1,880, and palladium up $68 at $1,402. So nice moves on platinum, palladium, and silver. If we see silver close above $70 today, we could be setting up that situation for a nice rally next week on silver, which, as I said, has lagged gold's nice run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, silver's so hot, and there's so many great products and deals on silver. Like a couple of things I like with silver is, well, I like all things silver, but you get really good deals on the silver rounds and those 10-ounce bars and others. Can you talk a little bit about silver rounds and 10-ounce bars and what bars you're recommending right now with silver?
Sure. We sell the 1-ounce silver rounds are just basically generic 1 ounce of silver, pure silver, in shape, made by different manufacturers. We only handle the best of the best.
That's right.
And then there's the 10-ounce bars that are very easy to stack. It makes easy counting for people who are stacking up a little bit more silver at a time. And everything we have in stock, of course, for immediate delivery.
Yeah, and remember, William Youngerman buys back anything that he sells. So at some point, you want to turn your gold, your silver, your platinum, your palladium, whatever it is, into cash, you can always go over to William Youngerman's. He opens up at 10 a.m. His address is 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1, Federal Highway, on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. You could give him a call. Again, he opens up at 10 a.m., 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, and find both his phone number and address on his website, WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk on Monday.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, take care, take care. All right, back to the phones as we get to the last moments of the show. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I feel like all the excitement and all the great stuff going on that Trump did in the beginning is wearing off.
What's wearing off?
Now that all of the good things that he might have done.
What do you mean might have done?
But
Tell me some good things that he's done. Tell me some good things he's done since you're a Trump guy.
Well, he got rid of all the talk about the transgender stuff. You guys started trolling back.
You guys. Oh, I thought you were one of us. Now we're you guys. Yeah. But you said you were MAGA. You said you were. You were talking about what great things he could have done, and now you're saying you guys. I'm not sure. I'm short on time, and you're wasting some of it. But go,
And all I'm saying is that people like Tucker Carlson and all these other people are waking up, and they're trying to make measured responses like, hey, guys, the trolling needs to stop. China is infiltrating Africa.
Well, if your concern, okay, slow down. If your concern is China, you should be on the Trump train because China has bought off the whole Democrat Party.
And statements like that.
It's true. Why did they give a diamond to Hunter Biden?
There's plenty of people buying politicians.
Really? Tell me a Republican that's been given. Tell me the name of a Republican. Tell me the name. Excuse me. Tell me the name of a Republican that was given a diamond by China, like Biden was.
Trump was given a plane.
No, he wasn't given a plane by China or anyone else.
Anybody online think
Trump
gave Trump a plane?
No, the plane. Excuse me. No, Qatar gifted a plane to the United States Air Force, not to President Trump. It's not his plane. It's the Air Force. Do you know what? Tell me, where did the Statue of Liberty come from? Where did the Statue of Liberty? Where did the Statue of Liberty come from? You don't know? France. You don't know. You don't know. France. So is there something wrong with that? Should we not have accepted it? All right, appreciate. I'm not gonna. I'm very short on time. If you're on hold, stand by. I was listening during the break to Dr. Zuckerman talking about Coastal Weight Loss Secret, home of the metabolic reset. You know, the first time I went to Coastal Weight Loss Secret was President Trump's inauguration day, right before we went over to Wings Plus. And I was expecting to walk out of there with a big old box of prepackaged foods, right? And which I didn't, of course, because I ate food I would normally eat, but that's what I was expecting. And you know, the amazing thing about the resetting of the metabolism, it really is, it blows my mind, because I have heard people my entire life saying, you know, I'm older, I can't lose weight, my metabolism slowed down. You know, because I've had no major lifestyle changes, I didn't have those prepackaged meals, I ate in foods I would normally eat, no exercise, no pills, no shots, didn't do any of that. I lost all this weight because Dr. Zuckerman reset my metabolism. It just naturally stays off, and I've stayed thin. I reached my goal weight over a year ago, well over a year ago, and I've not gained back a single ounce. In fact, I wear a size small shirt. I used to wear a size large. That's it. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Give Coastal Weight Loss Secret a call. Schedule your no-charge consultation and get your metabolism reset too. 561-359-3418. 561-359-3418. And online, coastalweightlossecret.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Stan from New Jersey.
All right. What's up, Stan from New Jersey?
Brian, President Truman was not a card-carrying KKK.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Brian,
They don't. By the way, they didn't have cards. Okay, that's why they wore hoods. It was like a secret organization. But of course he was. Why do you think President Roosevelt, FDR, who he was vice president to, refused to sign federal anti-lynching legislation? Republicans had introduced federal anti-lynching legislation. The Roosevelt administration refused to sign it. Why?
now, Brian, there might be an asterisk next to his name.
Why? Because they didn't want to alienate the Klan vote. That's why.
Brian, at that particular time, the chapters were endorsing a lot of
You don't have. They did not give out membership cards. Robert Byrd was a Grand Kleagle of the Ku Klux Klan? You agree with that, right, Robert Byrd?
yes, Brian, and that's exactly.
But he didn't have a card that said that he's in the. Oh my! All right, I'm out of time. Thankfully so, because I'm going to have a stroke talking to these idiots today. Who was he defending? Truman or the Klan? I don't know. But you know, these Democrats. Hey, listen, we're out of time for the week. We'll see you Monday at 6 a.m. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. Have a great weekend, everyone. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what a strange call that was. All right, hey guys, make sure that you subscribe if you are new. All right, and of course, I'll see you all over the weekend. Thanks for tuning in.